Get 'em, get 'em. Could it be time for our bottom line? I think so. Just got to get that camera straight and tell you guys happy Tuesday morning. It's the 17th. February. Guess what next month is? March 17th. St. Patrick's Day. And guess what that also is? Our birthday. My birthday. So we're going to have a good day. Let's keep on moving forward. Let me go ahead and fix this camera. I hope everybody had a good evening. Let's get it on. I'm getting used to this now. See, I told you, once we get the right stand, it's going to be on. And then what I'm going to do with all the extra time? What would I do with all the extra time? Let me go ahead and check out what we got going on over here. Okay, not so bad. You know, we're doing all right. We're starting off good this morning. You know, see what we got here. Got 3 different monitors checking us out right now. I see you there, Liberty. I see you, Tyson. Been here early too. Appreciate you guys. Also, see Jeffrey in the building. Jeffrey Spilker, my guy. Who that, Miss Swanza? Okay. See Miss Swans up in here too. I guess that means we got a show. And I'm going to cheat and tell you guys right off top, we got a good show. It's going to be a good one today. I told you, anytime the pack is good, I'm going to let you know early. So guess what? We got a good one today. So let's get it on. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. It's showtime. That's right. Bugatti, good morning from Liberty and Justice. Excuse me. Did you put it up already? I'm waiting for you. Lynn with the baddie in front. T Music. Miss Swanza, good morning. How do I sound, you guys? Let me know how my audio is this morning. Liberty stepped up this morning. Thank you so much, Liberty. I told you to email me, girl. I was looking for your email. I couldn't find it. Okay, Jeffrey, I appreciate you this morning. I hope everybody liked the outfit. You know, we had to get it on this morning because we're celebrating life and being alive another day. Really, Bugatti? Exactly. That's why you got that tuxedo on? Of course. You know, I do it for no reason. And the reason is because we were here to be able to be here another day. And if you catch me, you're going to catch me like this. You catch me wrong, you're going to be like, yo, the dude had in a tuxedo. He was ready to go. Hope everybody's having a nice one. Exactly. Thank you, Miss Swans. I appreciate you guys. Exactly. Who else we got up in the building? Audrey. Yeah, I love that one too, Jeffrey. Real talk. Ready to go at all times, right? Without any further ado, it's time for me to do what? We got to get those prayers up because nothing goes right without those prayers. I'm going to tell you, it's been going really good. So you know what we got to do, right? And we're going to pray for what? We're going to pray for love. That's right, for real. Because I noticed that love heals a lot and it covers a lot. Real love does a lot. And also I want to pray for understanding. I want to pray for good communication. I want to pray for great health. I want to pray for us, our families, as well as our animals. That's right, you guys. Who we praying for this morning? Jeffrey Spilker, Luigi, Audrey Durham, Miss Swanza, Batty Lynn. Thank you so much, Batty. Hope you got your coffee and you're ready. Love you, sis. Audrey, Solo Thug, Liberty and Justice, Angry. I haven't heard from you in a while. That's right. Let's get that happiness inside of that prayer as well. Thank you so much, Angry. And who else we got up in here? I saw you, Audrey. Ed, who that's? E-Dogs. E-Dog. Okay, they used to call me E-Dog. Okay, cool. What else? So who else we got up in the building right now? Come on, I'm trying to get the last ones in here just in case. Okay, Miss Swanza and Mark. Amen. And we can't forget about people like Sam Champion. We can't forget about Ten Majin. We can't forget about where you at, Casey. I didn't see you up in there, but I hope you all good. Came in yesterday. Can't forget about people that always hold us down. And thank you. Amen. Because guess what? I looked at the clock a second ago and it said, boy, you better get geared up because you know what time it is. And like I said, we got a good one. Couple of serious topics right off the top. but it is what it is. We got to do it. You ready? Okay. I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. I said it's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo. Yo, 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 yo. And we wind it up. Wind it up. Wind it up. I'ma wait. Okay. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. I knew it was. Oh. Okay. Olay. And we gotta open up the jacket so that we can open up those pores. We gotta open up those pores. We gotta open up those pores. We gotta help me now. Then I guess I ain't got no reason to mingle around. I finally found a superwoman that can leap from a truck in a single bound. Mommy, I'm trying to bling you down so ninjas outside can't see you when I'ma bring you round. She put her lips on the trees and pull it and work her tongue and make me come faster than the speeding bullet. Her love stronger than a locomotive, but only for the FABOLOUS. Sing it for me, mommy. Baby, they can't change it, 'cause I'll save you with my superpowers. Girl, I'm only human, but I'll be your Superman. That's right, y'all know what it is. That was that joint right there, right? But y'all know what it is. It's Tuesday, and if pump that beat. It's Tuesday the 17th. That's right, y'all. 2026. I'm your host, Boogotti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and chat and this and this and that. And we be talking about this and that and chat and this and this and that. Just got me lit. That was my joint right there. How y'all doing? Yeah, a personal friend of mine, Fabulous, if I can throw that out there. That's right, that's my boy. Used to chill out. He used to actually sit by the desk, him and Little Mo, when I didn't know who the hell they were. T.I. as well, a couple of different people when we started a company called Academics. Yes, you guys, how you guys doing? It's your boy Boogotti NYC, and like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Just want to let you guys know it's time. We about to get into it. Trending topics, current events, my antics, the #1 co-host and family in YouTube history on the #1 show, of course, Our Bottom Line. So yes, love to see you guys here. I'm so appreciative that you consecutively come through. So that's why I got to continue to deliver and bring us that current event and that news. So you know what I'm going to do right now, right? Without any further ado, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. I got 5 on it. That's right. You was right, but just the wrong motion. That's right. You had it, but just the wrong motion. You're gonna let you slide on that one. Okay. What do I have 5 on it? What I'm trying to tell you this morning is, I'm gonna stack 5 videos. I'm gonna stack 5 videos at a time. All I need you guys to do is what? Stay on topic, stay on point, and do your boy a favor. Try to keep the chat about what we're putting up on the videos, and try not to troll too much, because we got a couple of people in here that don't play games, and y'all already know how liberty and justice get down, and we got a couple of sleepers that come out of nowhere sometimes too. Yeah. Don't play around with my boy, Mr. Spilker as well, because he's strapped up too. He's a mod, so we don't play around at all over here. Mark Dorfman, how you doing? Hope everybody's good up in here. I see Cheerios, I see Spectrum, I see T-Music, I see another person, Shango. Guess what? It's time to get it on. And guess what I'm going to say right now? Now it's time to do that. Let's get into these titles. That's right, you guys. Let's get into them. What we got this morning, and it's going to be a hot one this morning, bro. We got Trump. How long will the government shutdown last? Government shutdown at 3% of the shutdown being TSA and certain government workers that will not be receiving their checks come March 1st if this is not taken care of. Really serious situation that Democrats, I gotta say it, are using right now to try and make changes when it comes down to the way ICE and Homeland Security functions, and it doesn't seem like the Republicans are going for it. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. There we go. Internet technician, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Everybody thank the internet tactician, and my stomach hurts so bad. Oh yeah, you better go handle that in that case, if that's what's going on with you. Okay, now let's keep on moving forward. Good try though. Good try to throw me off, and it's actually funny, but I don't even mind you doing that. Okay, cool. Let's keep on moving forward. Yeah, be careful though, because Liberty will get you out of here, even though you're trying to tip with it. Now let's keep on going right now, because Obama breaks his silence on the Trump's ape Reels Nace's post that was put on Trump's social network when it comes down to Truth Social. I don't know what you guys have to say about that. It seemed like it came and went, not talking too much about it. Seems like that happens. Once bigger news comes out, the other news seems to get dwarfed and nothing happens about it. But they definitely ring the rag about it once it's here. I guess that's how networks work. Let's keep on moving forward, because last but not least in our titles here, we got the former Prince Andrew, now under investigation by Parliament. Will he be questioned? I don't think that Andrew's not only going to be questioned, Andrew might be going to jail. And I ain't talking about Yale. I'm not talking about, I ain't talking about that, Andrew. I'm talking about, watch your head. Yeah, I'm talking about this right here. Why did I ever meet Epstein? Yeah, I'm talking about that situation right there, Andrew. But you know what, you guys? It's time to get into the topic. It's time to get busy. It's time for our bottom line. Let me start it up right now, you guys, and get some information going. Off the top, of course, with President Trump, as he is on aboard Air Force One, talking information when it comes down to economy, what we plan to do with Iran right now, and much, much more. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go. Let's get it. This is going to be a good one.
See, what I did was we're going by the initial expression of drill, baby, drill, and prices are coming down very strongly. And as goes gasoline and oil and gas, so goes the rest of other products that were high because of Biden. So we inherited a mess, and we've brought our country back very, very powerfully. Crime numbers are way down, despite the fact that they let in 25 million people, many of whom should not have been allowed into our country with their open border policy. But it's the country's doing very well. Any questions?
What are you expecting from these Iran talks in Geneva tomorrow?
So I'll be involved in those talks indirectly.
You know what I'm talking about, bro. It's just real early. Are you serious, though? Because if you feel that way, there might be something that you can take, like maybe like some Pepto or something like that. I don't know if you're serious. I do apologize. I don't know if you were being serious.
And they'll be very important. We'll see what can happen. I mean, it's been typically, Iran's a very tough negotiator. They're good negotiators, or bad negotiators. I would say they're bad negotiators, because we could have had a deal instead of sending the B-2s in to knock out their nuclear potential. And we had to send the B-2s. I hope they're going to be more reasonable. They want to make a deal.
I've been told that a deal is next to impossible.
No, I think they want to make a deal. I don't think they want the consequences of not making a deal. They want to make a deal.
Are you going to sit down with Democrats Congrats this week on DHS funding, sir.
I will, but we have to protect our law enforcement. They've done a great job. I just got finished saying that we have the best crime numbers we've had in many years, and on murders, 125 years, and that's despite a lot of people that shouldn't have been let into our country coming into our country, criminals, many criminals, but we've taken out tens of thousands of people, brought them back to their countries. Many of the criminals that were brought in, allowed to come in,
it's about to get
have been
serious
removed.
right
So
now. Come on in.
okay, but to have the
I want you guys to come on in. It's about to get real serious right now. Come on.
best crime numbers, which aren't made by me, these are made by people that do that, many left-leaning. We have the best murder numbers, horrible thing to say, but we have the best murder numbers since 1900. That's before my father was born. 125 years, think of it. The best crime numbers since 1900 having to do with murder, and really good crime numbers, the best in years.
Okay, we got more coming off of that. We definitely do. I'm gonna keep it moving right now because we don't take too much but what we can, because we got some breaking information and some breaking news that happened hours ago. We got to get on over to Rhode Island. Shocking moment where Pawpaw erupted at a high school hockey game, and many people were injured by someone's dad. I want you guys to see this right here, but it's pretty graphic. Wanted to play it first, but I'm trying to get as many people in here as possible to see what actually happened. So I'm letting you guys come on in because it's pretty crazy, but you got to see what's going on here. And it just broke. Let's get on over to Rhode Island, you guys. Double tap their screen to get those likes up. Just listen out right now, because what's happening is a pow-powing moment with where it erupted, and where unfire erupted during a high school hockey game. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Just listen real quick and you'll hear it. Live stream captures the eruption during high school hockey game. So yes, that's families escaping, getting out of the arena, trying to get to safety because of what happened. This is hours ago, you guys, and it's a terrible, tragic event because many people are not here right now because of this person that did this. This is in Pawtucket, I think, in Rhode Island, and this is the actual arena afterward. Now there is more reporting on it, of course, because I try to get as much as possible so that we can get much more details. So basically what we actually determined was we found the daughter of the Pawpaw. She came out of the police precinct basically saying, my dad is the Pawpaw, and basically told why and the type of mental stability, his mental at this point. Check this out, you guys. I just want more people to see about this story right now and see what's going on, because again, it's probably something that you guys may or may have not seen. It's in Rhode Island, Pawtucket. Let's keep on moving forward.
Family reuniting and embracing after the traumatic experience inside of the Dennis M. Lynch Arena. Police say a gunman shot 5, killing 2 before turning the gun on himself.
My father was a shooter.
What happened?
He shot my family, and he's dead now.
This woman leaving the police station, speaking with reporters, saying her father was the one who opened fire inside of the hockey rink.
He has mental health issues.
Any idea why he would have done this?
He's sick. He's very sick.
Players, their families, and spectators bust from the scene to the Pawtucket Police Department to be interviewed by detectives.
So the majority of these people that's going over here right now to be interviewed are people that were running out of the arena and of course getting interviewed right now.
Parents with flowers as it was senior night for Blackstone Valley.
Everybody started jumping over the bench, and it was pretty scary.
We heard the gunshots, but we didn't know what the noise was at first. After probably 4 shots, we just saw everybody hitting the ground.
Silas Core was on the bench for Coventry High School, his mother in the stands at the time.
We barricaded the locker room with our bodies. We were all pressing up against it, and everybody was, worried about our parents and everybody.
I actually got back in there to try to find out where he was, and I saw them doing CPR in the stands, and it was really disturbing.
Many leaving here tonight just wondering why.
He's just very sick. If you have a loved one who you think is sick, trust your gut.
Now, the 3 others who are wounded here are in critical condition. Pawtucket Police, the chief telling us that they do have officers here, detectives here as well, but they have not yet interviewed any of those other victims, which also speaks to the condition that they're in right now, fighting for their lives. Live here in Providence tonight, I'm Peter Eliopoulos, WCVB, News Center 5. Ed, to you.
Very close, not far. I'm in New York, man. Rhode Island is not that far from us, to be honest with you. Then drove out there, been to the colleges and all of the arenas. Terrible, tragic event, and I really pray for the 5 people that are injured. I want to pray for the family who actually had to go through that the ordeal, and every single other family who's dealing with this tragedy. Promise you guys we're going to follow up with this story as we always do. Keep on bringing you more information off of it as much as it comes through as soon as it does. Amen, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward. And somebody said they live 15 minutes away from where it happens. Terry says, I was 15 minutes away. Amen, you guys. Hallelujah. Let's keep on moving forward. Let's get back into politics because hopefully we can try to get back on course. Had to do that with you guys. I don't like doing that by myself. Sorry. We got to be friends. Let's watch this together like a horror film. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Trump backs Hungary as Marco Rubio pledges the golden era and ties, and basically what we're planning on doing as far as moving forward with foreign policy. Let's keep on moving forward because Marco Rubio basically went over and pledged a good, just made a great pledge. Let's see what's going on here.
President Trump is deeply committed to your success because your success is our success.
US Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Monday offered a strong US endorsement for Hungary's nationalist Prime Minister Viktor Orban, who is facing an election in April. Rubio said President Donald Trump is committed to Orban's success and sees his leadership as crucial for US national interests. Rubio was on a trip to Slovakia and Hungary, whose conservative leaders have warm ties with Trump and are critical of the European Union. Speaking at a joint news conference with Orban in Budapest on Monday, Rubio said US ties with Hungary were entering a golden era, but appeared to make that conditional on Orban staying in power.
But there's no reason to sugarcoat it. I'm going to be very blunt with you. The Prime Minister and the President have a very, very close personal relationship and working relationship, and I think it has been incredibly beneficial to the relationship between our 2 countries.
Slovakia and Hungary have both been accused by EU institutions of weakening the judiciary, media and anti-corruption enforcement. They've maintained ties with Moscow and opposed sending military aid to Ukraine.
Okay, now we'll see. We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's see. Seems like a bond that's getting a little tighter over there, basically. Let's keep on because you never know. Somebody might want to know about Hungary. I told you why we do it. Let's keep on moving forward now because the U.S. is now preparing more extended operations against who? Iran. Let's keep on, you guys. Let's double tap that screen to get those likes up. We got to get this news out. A lot of people got to get to work, so let's do what we got to do.
And while the Trump administration pushes its global agenda abroad, we're looking ahead to tomorrow when nuclear talks with Iran are set to resume in Geneva.
Madeline Rivera is in Washington with all the details. Hi, Maddie. Good morning, Carly and Todd. So this would be
Giggity, Quagmire's daughter. She's back. Haven't seen her in a few weeks, right?
the second round of talks between the U.S. and Iran. The Trump administration has said diplomacy is their preferred option, an approach Iran has indicated they favor too, but there are major gaps between the two sides, particularly on the issue of uranium enrichment. The president saying on Friday Tehran can have no enrichment. The regime, though, has rejected U.S. demands to end that program entirely. Still, Iran's deputy foreign minister tells the BBC they are willing to make some nuclear compromises if the U.S. is willing to talk about lifting sanctions. President Trump has stressed the importance of making a deal, but last week he also did not reject the idea of regime change in the country. In the meantime, he's sending more firepower in the region, directing the USS Gerald Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier, from the Caribbean to the Middle East. If the U.S. takes action against Iran, Reuters reports it might not look like Operation Midnight Hammer in June, an essentially one-off attack on 3 Iranian nuclear sites. Reuters says per 2 U.S. officials, the U.S. military is preparing for the possibility of sustained, weeks-long operations against Iran if President Donald Trump orders an attack in what could become a far more serious conflict than previously seen between the two countries.
And that's something that I do not want to see. I know another thing, we burning a lot of gas, and that's been a deployment that's been kind of almost longer than any other deployment. So hopefully they're shifting and bringing people out, and that may be what they're planning on doing, because normally they don't deploy a battleship out for that long, and we've got 2 sitting there. Now it's about to be 3. That must be telling us something's about to go down, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward. What's going on with Terry? How you doing over there, Terry? Not feeling good today. Let's pray for Terry so hopefully she feels much better and try to get over whatever ailment she has. Been hearing about that for a little while now. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got voter ID debate is heating up, and Trump talks executive orders. I really don't understand this point right here, because they make you you have to have identification to buy cigarettes, to purchase alcoholic beverages. You have to be a certain age. You have to be a certain age to drive a car. You have to be a certain age to, do certain things and operate in this country. That's a certain age. And then also to basically prove who you are. What's so hard about voter registration and making sure that these people, everybody, myself included, has the proper identification before we vote? I want to know, because a lot of people actually ask about this situation here. A lot of people ask about it, and we want to know. What's going on with that? What do you guys think about that? Are you on one side where you feel like they shouldn't worry about the identification so much and just let people vote? Or do you think that, all right, let's do it like this. Thumbs up if you are for identification and proper, let's say, vetting when it comes down to voter registration. That means you have to go show your identification, and that's what you have to do in order to vote. And if you don't have to do that, and you guys don't want to deal with that, and you think that that's not the proper way, that means you're against the voter registration and asking for identification. I'm going to tell you my personal side. You guys don't have to follow me. I'm okay with that being asked for identification when it comes down to going to vote. We have to show ID to get a motel room. Uh-oh, you ain't lying. You ain't never lie. She said at the hotel room. Uh-oh, somebody going to the hotel room.
American voters may soon be required to furnish a birth certificate or a passport before casting their vote. And we're talking about the SAVE Act headed to the Senate.
Most people say
Supporters
yes.
call it a common sense guardrail, saying you should have to prove you're a citizen to vote. Critics warn this could throw up new barriers for millions of Americans, including low-income voters, the elderly, students, and women who have changed.
What do you mean new barriers? What are you talking about? How could it throw up new? These are the questions that I want to ask and what I want to pinpoint. Let's see the real reason. What is it now?
The elderly, students, and women who have changed their names after marriage.
So go change your ID name to whatever it is now and do it the right way. What's the problem?
Is this election integrity or voter suppression? News Nation correspondent Mills Hayes joining us live with more. Mills, break this all down for us.
Natasha, some Republicans argue you need an ID to drive a car, travel an airplane, or buy alcohol, so why should voting be any different? But in most states, you don't need to prove U.S. citizenship to get a driver's license, and you don't need one to get on a plane or buy alcohol. Still, Republicans say that this could cut down on alleged voter fraud, but Democrats, they're not buying it. The Save America Act would require Americans to prove they're citizens when they register to vote using documents like a U.S. passport or a birth certificate. It also requires a valid photo ID before voters can cast a ballot. Republicans argue that the bill would prevent voter fraud. President Trump even accusing Democrats of not supporting voter ID because they want to cheat in the elections.
The very common sense requirement that you have a photo ID if you're going to vote. So that's it. That's what the bill does. Proof of citizenship and photo ID to vote.
But Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer vows that he will not let the bill pass in the Senate.
What they are proposing in this so-called SAVE Act is like Jim Crow 2.0. They make it so hard to get any kind of voter ID that more than 20 million legitimate people, mainly poorer people and people of color, will not be able to vote under this.
Oh, you tried to swing it twice. He brought it in with the Jim Crow. Have to call him out on it. I had to, because you hit me with that one. And then you tried to really hit us with the colored people. Why don't you just try to say, why don't you make us go, y'all should really distinguish that. Y'all should break it all down now. Don't even do the colored people, because when you say colored people, you want to do blacks and Hispanics and no, don't do that. Do it like that. Do it that way, blacks, Hispanics, because we'll be able to stand out and say what we really feel about this crap. Because let everybody speak for themselves is what I'm saying. And I bet you a lot of United States Hispanic citizens will say the same thing. They don't have no problem with showing up with identification. Why? Because they have nothing to hide. I don't understand what's going on here, Chuck. I'm gonna let you finish though.
Law. They don't want people of color to vote because they often don't vote for them.
The latest polling shows that 83% of Americans support requiring a photo ID to vote, including more than 70% of Democrat-leaning voters. Each state's voting laws are different, but
This fool just gonna tell me who I vote for.
36 states already require some sort of ID to vote. 14 states and D.C. don't require ID documents and allow...
What? Oregon, Nevada, California, New Mexico, Minneapolis, Illinois. Yeah, figured Minneapolis was getting down like that. Illinois, PA. Oh yeah, I didn't show no ID. I don't know, somebody in New York said that they showed ID. I don't remember showing no ID. Vermont and what's that up there? Is that Maine or? I think that's Maine.
People to confirm their identity by signing an affidavit or poll book, providing personal details, or swearing to their eligibility. Nonprofit.
You have to swear to your eligibility. I promise it's me. It's me. That's right. Don't worry about it, y'all. It's me. Don't worry about it. You know, if somebody gonna come in there with a big old sombrero on one day with a big, what they call those big bicycle mustache, talking about, I am Bugatti. I am ready to vote. And they're gonna be like, go ahead. Go ahead and let them vote. Don't worry about it. That's Bugatti. Let them vote. I ain't playing that game. That damn, you better show some ID. You have to show ID for everything else. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because I just don't understand it. But hey, maybe that's just the way that things are going and why I like to shine a light on these things, because I say within the next 3 years, we better be ready. Because we getting the prelude to the possibilities of what's coming up. I want to scare the hell out of y'all right now. I'm telling you the truth. Because I don't know the candidate either. Y'all tell me, who's going to be after this dude that's going to hold us down? The broken-wristed clique. They at the gates, y'all. They at the gates. They're like, 3 more years, 3 more years, 3 more. I'm telling you, they're going to be in here changing everything up. Back to the rainbows on the ground, everything. I want you to be scared now. And I don't have no party I pick. I'm just for the party that's not with that. Because I think that if you're with that, you might be with that. I'm not, hey, it is what it is. Let's keep on moving forward, because Emmer puts Democrats on blast. And they want, I see the laugh, and y'all gonna mess me up. Y'all about to mess me up. Let's keep on moving forward, because Emmer puts the Democrats on blast. They want agents to show ID, but not voters. That's right. So in this new proposal with, let's say, Homeland Security and ICE, they want them to be able to show identification, right? Before they come get somebody or when they're patrolling. But they don't want them to have, but they don't want regular citizens to have identification when it comes down to voting. What's up with that? That don't really make no sense. That's like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. No, you ain't getting that.
So DHS funding talks have stalled as the partial government shutdown enters day 3, as Democrats continue to demand major reforms to ICE.
Why is it that ICE agents who are untrained are being unleashed on American communities with this type of lawlessness, violence, and brutality? Unacceptable, unconscionable, and it's un-American.
I believe.
What's going on with that money that you got from Jeffrey Epstein, and now you on that list and you ain't talking about that at all?
They'll have no choice but to go along with us, because it's so common sense and so much supported by the American people.
It's so common sense and so supported by the American people to force ICE to take off their masks, to force them to show their identification. And I don't know the other ones, but those two, I'm not with those at all, because all you're going to do is dox them and try to use something to hurt them. Why would you even think of something like that? When TNT used to come knocking the door, they had their face covered.
They're losing support every day by not supporting these common sense proposals.
Here to react is House Majority Whip Time. And
Thank
Congressman,
you.
thanks so much for joining the program.
Come on
okay,
with
let's
some
get into
common
some of their demands. This is what they say. Make ICE agents show ID and wear body cameras. That's already happened to body cameras. Ban agents from wearing masks.
I don't have no problem with the ICE agents wearing body cameras. Leave them alone about the masks. Racial profiling. How we gonna find them? Call me what you want. Require a warrant to enter private property. Have a warrant already when you go to the private property, which means that once you got this list, before you even go in, you should already have it ready. So I'm okay with that. But these two up there in the middle, the banning agents from wearing a mask and that wait a minute. Okay, let me see what else.
Ban racial profiling, I'm not sure that's happening. Require a warrant to enter private property. Of course, they're trying to take this from the civil process.
My bad. The other one was showing identification. I don't think that they should do that. No.
To the criminal process. Are any of these things non-starters or anything that y'all can find compromise on?
Do you guys think that they should compromise with any of this crap? Not if they're illegal. You're right. Too many crazies out there will hurt the agents and their families. Thank you. You should have a warrant before. You're right about that. You're so right. Okay, you're right about that. Yeah, you see where we're going with this, right? What about? Oh, it's nice, right? Thank you so much. Yes, masks, no mask off. I don't believe in that. Sorry, Paula, I'm not with that. What you want the mask off for? What you a future? Mask on. Mask off. You a Future fan? What's going on with that? Let me see. You guys have lost the plot. If you really support secret police, okay. What else you got? Okay. Teddy says no. Some vile people in the USA full of nutters wearing a whole suit at 6 a.m. Yeah, that's what we do around here. Come on, let's stay on topic, you guys.
Well, first off, common sense. I mean, they want law enforcement agents to show ID when they don't want voters to show ID. There's no common sense here. This is all politics. They're talking around the issue. What they're doing, Lawrence, is they want reforms that frankly protect illegals and criminals at the expense of tax-paying citizens. Let's go after that warrant one. You already have administrative warrants, and Americans, if they were told the truth by these guys, would understand in order to get an administrative warrant, the defendant, the subject of the warrant, has already had full due process. Now they want what they say is a judicial warrant. And on its face, it sounds reasonable, right? Well, we got to get a judicial warrant. The administrative warrant is already the same thing. Putting a judicial warrant on top of that, you'll never get a judicial warrant in the timely manner that you need to get it. So the result? Mass amnesty, which is essentially what we had under the Biden administration. They want this again. They make it sound like it's something good. It's not.
All right. Does that sound like common sense right there? I don't care what party that man is from. I think he's a Republican, but it really don't matter to me because I'm actually behind that. And if a Democrat said something that makes sense, like Jasmine actually says some stuff, sometimes Jasmine Crockett says some stuff that makes sense sometimes. A lot of people. I used to love Chuck Schumer. I used to think that he was real cool, you know. Chuck was the dude back in the day. I don't know what happened to Chuck. I don't know, Chuck. You done lost me, bro. And that's a real serious situation right there because you represent, the town that I'm in. You and AOC, who we about to get to soon. Let's get on over to Hakeem, the Dream. I ain't talking about the basketball player. I'm talking about the Wand Smith, who talks like, every time we go over to the rainbow, he always have to use his hands, and I got the nerve to talk about him, right? He's my inspiration to keep my hands in my pockets every time I talk about him. Let's get on over to see what happens when he's been asked about how much they're willing to spend on their agenda. And yeah, I'm telling you guys right now, if you think that these 3 years are gonna go by very slowly, I got news for you. When they start changing stuff up in 3 years, you're gonna feel like, wow, that was the quickest 3 or 4 years we ever saw in our lives. Because the first thing that everyone does when they get in the party and they turn over administration, they start changing policy immediately. Same way Trump went in and signed off over everything, they're gonna sign all of that stuff right back in. Once the broken wristed click get back up in here. Telling you guys right now, and I'm trying to get you ready for it now, because maybe there's something we can do about it. And I don't care about what party it is neither. I really don't. As long as it's somebody sensible and not with all that trans and crazy stuff.
You said they tried to rig the elections. The other side may say, well, that's exactly what the Democrats are doing. They're trying to rig the elections now, too.
No, we're forcefully making sure that the overall national map is free and fair. And so whatever advantage Republicans thought they were going to obtain by gerrymandering in red states across the country, we are making sure those advantages are completely and totally wiped out.
How much money are you guys willing to spend on Virginia? Now this is going to go to a ballot referendum in April. A huge impact on the midterms. How much money are you guys willing to put in to get this ballot initiative through?
Whatever it takes.
I mean, that sounds like a lot. It could be several, maybe multi-million-dollar campaign.
We will spend tens of millions of dollars to make sure that the Republicans do not successfully manipulate voters in Virginia, and that voters have all of the information necessary to make a decision around whether they want Donald Trump to rig the midterm elections and halt the ability for the American people to decide who's in the majority, or whether the people of Virginia and the people of America should be the ones to decide.
So you said
I'd like to ask him a question. How many genders do you think there are? Just that's all I want to ask him. How many genders do you think there are? How many? That's how I want to ask people from now on. How many genders do you think there are? If you say anything more than 2, out of here. Sorry, because that means you're okay with those books being in front of those kids in school, and I'm not with that. Sorry, don't care what party you're with. Let's go on get in Washington right now. We got to get on over to, that's right, the Democrats are doubling down on DHS funding, and they demand the partial shutdown continue. So TSA workers and more people will be affected by this situation that we're dealing with right now. This is current, happening right now, you guys, and it's bad.
Thousands of Americans working for free as the government shutdown enters day 3. And with lawmakers in recess, along with rhetoric from the Dems, it does not seem likely that they're going to strike a deal anytime soon.
Why is it that ICE agents who are untrained are being unleashed on American communities with this type of lawlessness, violence, and brutality? Unacceptable, unconscionable, and it's un-American.
I believe they'll have no choice but to go along with us because it's so common sense and so much supported by the American people. They're losing support every day by not supporting these common sense proposals.
South Carolina Congresswoman Sherry Biggs joins me now. Congressman, great to have you on the program. You just heard the top 2 Democrats.
That's right. We let one side talk, and then we let the other side talk over here, guys.
Say that Republicans have to cave. Your response?
Well, good morning, and thank you for the invitation to be here today. That's very frustrating. I can tell you that the Republicans are the ones that have the common sense. This is just another part by the Democrats to be playing theatrical games at the American people's expense. And I can tell you that the people in my 3rd district of South Carolina, they're not going to tolerate it, and there's no intention to cave on this side. I can tell you that.
Well, somebody else who shows no intention of caving, border czar Tom Homan. He's rejecting the Democrats' DHS demands. Listen.
I don't like the masks either, but because threats against ICE officers, are up over 1,500%. Actual assaults and threats are up over 8,000%. These men and women have to protect themselves. As far as identifying themselves, they all have placards. Some of the asks are just, I think they're unreasonable. I don't know of another law enforcement agency in the country that has an 8,000% increase in threats.
All right, Congressman, it's up.
Yeah. But they don't care about that. All they care about is the agenda and making sure that as many they can get to stay can stay. That's one thing I don't like about them. I'm sorry. So that's the other one side. One thing I say about the Democrats now, I always wondered to myself, why are they letting this border be open like this with all these people come over like that? This free world stuff and all. Don't be like that, Bugatti. Be nice. Many people are coming from struggling countries and they really need help. Shit, I've been struggling all my damn life. You think you know how hard it is to keep these suits going every day? Real talk, it's not a game. And to keep food on the table, keep these lights on, it's not a game. Trust me, believe it. And I understand so many other people are dealing with it. People who got 2 and 3 jobs, can't even see their kids. And then you got families that are breaking up. Why? Because, homie, you ain't bringing in enough money to keep these lights on. So now she want to go find somebody else. But these are human problems. And we should not be struggling like this. What's going on out here? Yeah, this is not like just one person. Every area of the world suffers with the same thing. It's just different and packaged and presented differently, you guys. That's why I always say, if we can come together as humans, we'll beat them all. Hell with that party crap. Let's just, let's try to find some compromise here. And let's talk about it. But when it comes down to that broken wristed stuff, y'all gonna have a problem with me. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because even John Fetterman is going off on the Democrats when it comes down to funding feuds. Because, he's saying, what the is going on? Yeah, I'm just not with that. I'm sorry, you guys. Both political parties are working towards the same agenda, one world order. They're both trying to achieve it, says Jesse. Happy Black History Month, says Stay Safe 12. Got something coming down the pike from that, just so you know. I don't normally do stuff like that because I try to stay impartial, but you know what? It is. That's right. And I am. Blacker than black, black, blacker than black, black, blacker than black, black, black. Y'all remember that from CB4? Yes, it's Black History Month. Show love to all of the black achievements, us being here, what we did for the United States of America, and anybody here that's black, that's a veteran, that has family that served like myself. Salute to them as well, you guys, and much love. That's right. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, on this Fetterman stuff.
Democrats will keep pushing the administration and our Republican colleagues to rein in ICE and stop the violence.
Democrats are never going to get their full wish list. That's not the way this works.
All right, Democrats and Republicans at odds over DHS funding as the government enters another partial shutdown with essential services such as FEMA and TSA being impacted. For more on what it'll take to reach a compromise, let's bring in Republican Congressman Tim Burchett. Congressman, it is great to see you again. Thanks so much for joining the show.
Thank you for having me, ma'am. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine. All right, so the hopes of ending this partial government shutdown are looking pretty bleak. You had Senator John Fetterman, the only Democrat who voted to advance the full-year funding bill, saying his Democratic colleagues have boxed themselves in. He says, quote, "What the F is the Democratic off-ramp on this? Once you set this in motion, ICE already has all the BBB money that it needs. Where's our leverage?" At the same time, you do see House Democrats floating a proposal that would take care of basically every agency under DHS except for ICE. Do you think that's evidence that Democrats realize they're on shaky ground justifying all of this?
Well, I guess no pun intended, but they are on thin ice. And I'm complimentary of President Trump, of course, because he put the funding in the big, beautiful bill for Border Patrol and Customs. I think he foresaw it, as oftentimes Trump's playing chess and the rest of us are playing checkers.
You heard that?
So, yeah, I think the Democrats' objective here is to cause as much pain as they can.
So he already put the money for ICE and Homeland inside the big, beautiful bill because he knew that this was going to happen. Come on now, you got to give him props for that. Like, I already knew what y'all was going to do. I'm going to put it in here. Yeah.
And they've clearly shown that in the past. They have no real agenda other than to disrupt President Trump's agenda, and that's America's agenda. Who in the world would want to defund ICE, defund FEMA, defund the TSA? Why would you do that? All you want to do is cause pain in this country, and that's clearly what the Democrats are going to try to do. They did this the last time, and their numbers went down. I know they're all good little soldiers, but that guy, when Senator Fetterman's the only one out there making any sense, I think you need to readjust your polling data.
I also don't think that's also true, sir. I also think that all parties lose when it comes down to that. People don't know who to blame, and a lot of times they'll blame the wrong person. So they're like, oh, you know what? You are part of it because you're not agreeing. All right, on one side, you are part of the shutdown because you're not agreeing with what they want to do, and then on the other side, they'll say, you are responsible for the shutdown because you're implying it's for all this stuff to happen. So it's called being damned if you do and damned if you don't. It's a hard one there. It's a hard one to be in the middle of, and I don't want to be in the middle of nothing like that. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because yes, we all have to live and learn like he said after he got his ass whooped, after he was driving that Hyundai 85 miles per hour, and we know that it don't go that fast. When he said, "Can't we all just get along?" Remember Rodney King? Okay, let's get on over to another one. We got the Obama situation here. Breaking his silence on the post that Trump basically said on social media in a certain quaint sort of overall approach and not going into too much details. I actually saw this myself and okay, let's say that he's responding and he breaks his silence a little bit.
President Barack Obama breaking his silence after President Trump's blatantly racist post earlier this month depicting him and the former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes.
I think it's important to recognize that the majority of the American people find this behavior deeply troubling.
Obama over the weekend calling the Trump administration shameless, saying they don't respect the presidency.
There's this sort of clown show that's happening in social media and on television. And what is true is that there doesn't seem to be any shame about this among people who used to feel like you had to have some sort of decorum and a sense of propriety and respect for the office, right? So that's been lost.
Obama's reaction coming more than a week after both Republicans and Democrats condemned that post. The White House initially defended it, calling it fake outrage. But the criticism only grew. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, the Senate's only black Republican, calling the president's post the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi writing, "This is totally unacceptable." The president later deleted the post 12 hours later. The administration later telling ABC News a White House staffer erroneously made the post. And then on Thursday, a week after that video was posted, President Trump telling reporters he had not disciplined the staffer. And despite lawmakers on both sides calling on the president to apologize, the president refusing.
So people have been asking me my opinion about it because, of course, it's Black History Month. I'm black, and that was Obama and Michelle. Bugatti, what do you think about it? What's your opinion on it? So to not sugarcoat it, at first, I was like, oh, that's crazy right there. How could he do something like that? But let me check into it. Then I looked at the entire video, and I saw other people depicted as different animals. And I saw President Trump depicted as a lion. And they were doing this, what's that? So I guess certain people were being clowned. I think it should be looked at more towards the person that did that artwork and put that together more than Trump. And he probably was looking at it like an overall funny video clip, and he said didn't see the end. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. I'm just going to put it like that. I'm 50-50 when it comes down to that. It wasn't the Lion King, because they didn't sing that song in the Lion King. It was a different song that they sang in the Lion King. You're thinking about Hakuna Matata. You're thinking Hakuna Matata. That's what you're thinking. No worries for the rest of your days. That's what you're thinking. That one is in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lions sleep tonight. Awimba way. But the only thing about it, he did have many other characters and many other politicians dressed as different animals. There was a couple of other sort of borderline animals in there as well, with other features that I thought could have been more questionable than the Obamas, to be honest with you. Let's get on over to Minnesota since we talked about that. We got, this is one of probably the stupidest clips that we have today. We got the AG had any cooperation from the feds on the ICE. He asked the question, did you have any cooperation from ICE when it comes down to Minnesota? And this is like, this clip to me it just breathes how unaware people are when it comes down to certain instances. Let's keep on moving forward. Yeah, somebody had a pig on there. There's a lot of people. What's going on, Australia? We be popping in from everywhere. I guess the whole house is Disney now. Well, I do things like that too, but I didn't do it with animals. The last time, I had a whole series going on with like Batman. I had the Riddler. I had different people being named as far as those titles and stuff. So I could see something like that going on. I want you guys to really dive into this clip right here from Minnesota though. Check this out right now. This just seems like to me that just no understanding is going on between these two people right here.
Thank you, Mr. Sherman. Commissioner Snell, has ICE or anyone else at DHS attempted to coordinate their operations with state and local law enforcement, or even notified them when they are conducting immigration enforcement, according to your knowledge?
Senator, I believe this is one of the challenges, and may speak a little bit to the chairman's earlier question, that there has not been a planful approach. There has not been efforts to coordinate or discuss their targets. We have not been provided with a list of targets, as a for instance, where there could be some opportunities where we have those dangerous people that represent a risk to Minnesota's public safety that we could coordinate. So that has not happened.
What the hell are they talking about? They don't want to cooperate, and they said it from the gate. We'll have no cooperation with ICE and Homeland Security. So now all of a sudden they're talking about, has Homeland Security and ICE coordinated with local authorities? Am I the only one tripping right now? Am I in the twilight zone? No, Bugatti, you don't know what the hell you talking about. No, it can't be, because I know what I'm talking about right now. I watch this crap every single day, and it's nonsense right here. Can you guys believe this? You hear what they just said? Anyone know how long ICE training is? No, I don't. Come on, happy Tuesday, or hit that like button. And Eric, you didn't know what you're talking about. Who the hell is that? I don't know who the hell is that. Anyone know how long ICE training is? Nope. Where okay, let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Cause yeah, that right there, it just looks to me like they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Real talk. It looks like they don't know what they're talking about when it comes down to ICE, Homeland Security, and coordinating with state and local officials. They weren't going to coordinate with them anyway, because all sanctuary cities, what do they say? We're not going to coordinate, and we're not going to work with any ICE or Homeland. So now all of a sudden they got this going on. Okay, cool. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Next clip. What we got going on over here? Lawmakers angry after the DOJ release. Uh-oh, it's time, you guys. Let's go. Because we've got the list out, but there's no information that has to do with what the list means. So let's say we got the Jeffrey Epstein list. That's right, you guys. We got the list that has been put out by the Department of Justice, right? But there's no information that's basically saying what this person did, what it coordinates back to. All we have is a list. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, and see what they're saying about this. It's time for me to come inside of the chat, because I got some cleaning to do.
Let's discuss now with MS Now legal affairs reporter Fallon Gallagher. Our justice and intelligence reporter Ken Delanian is in Washington, and MS Now legal analyst and former U.S. attorney Barb McQuaid. Fallon, starting with you. The DOJ had to submit this legally required explainer to Congress. What was in it?
Yeah, members of Congress are really upset about this report because not only is it very detail light, it's overdue. This report was supposed to be produced 15 days after that deadline to release all of the files. You'll remember that December was December 19th. They missed that deadline. Now, this did come 15 days after they did release all those documents at the end of January, but it's still late. It's very detail light. It was supposed to include 3 major categories. The first being the categories of all files in this, including the categories of types of files that they withheld. It's also supposed to lay out the redactions and the legal basis for those redactions. And then it's supposed to include this list of government and politically facing people who are mentioned in the files. Now, for those first 2 categories, it's pretty light on the details. In the redactions category, it talks about how they withheld and redacted material related to ongoing investigations. Now, we still don't have any information into who or what those investigations may be into, but the part of this list that's getting the most buzz is that list of names. And there are 300 names of people who are mentioned in the Epstein files, and some of them are people who we've been talking about a lot, but some of them are people who just blatantly don't make sense. You see names like Janis Joplin, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe. These are people who, in some cases, died before Epstein was even an adult, and had no direct ties with him, apparently. And so these names are all there, and members of Congress are really upset about this. You heard Ro Khanna saying that this long list of 300 names is an attempt to muddy the waters, because this includes people who could be predators, but also could just be mentioned in an email once here or there. And I want to be really clear about this list of names. None of these people who are not named Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell have been criminally charged.
So to that point, Barb, what happened here? Did the DOJ just do some kind of, word search and find a bunch of names and dump them into a document? What does politically exposed even mean here?
Yeah, it's the language that we got in the statute was that no name should be withheld for political exposure and that they should be included. But as
So why they still withholding names and redacting all of the information is what we want to know. Even though we know what we can do, right? Put it in a Word file. You copy paste, put it in a Word file, and believe it or not, most of the redactions will come off.
we see all of these, news commentators, even Maureen Comey, who is one of the prosecutors on the case, is named. It really does feel like this effort to do exactly what Big Tobacco did back in the day when it was involved in litigation, and that was to do such a huge document dump of all kinds of irrelevant things that it was very difficult to find the needle in the haystack. But I think that, Congress is not without recourse. They have the ability to call Todd Blanche as a witness. Perhaps they should even call Maureen Comey, who is the lead prosecutor on the Ghislaine Maxwell case, and ask them about some of these decisions. One of the things that remains redacted that I think is most concerning is the reports of interview of the victims. Certainly their names should be removed and their personal information, but we have pages and pages. What's contained there? Are those reports about the conduct of some of these individuals? Because that, I think, is what is missing.
That's right. That's what they're talking about. Yes, again, you gave us this list. Got about 300 people on here, but what the hell did they do? Yeah. And then we got some people that have been listed that names came up 43,000 times, 3,500 times. Now, just because your name came up, we're gonna keep that ball rolling over here. Does not mean that you're guilty of anything criminal, but we want to know who is responsible, especially when it comes down to the young children and the people that were involved in this situation. Pam Bondi said that all relevant files have been released from the Epstein files. There's a fallout and it prompts an investigation in at least 10 countries. That's right, Epstein files. 10 countries. Told you guys it wasn't just one place. Africa, Poland, Russia, Ukraine. This guy was using his private jet to fly people in all over. He was really an international PI, MP, to the high end and the upper echelon. And I really believe that he was videotaping and keeping this stuff from whenever he could catch them in compromising positions to get himself up the ladder. Keep on moving forward, you guys. We're going to keep on peeling the onion back on this situation as we always do. Let's keep on going.
And now to the growing fallout from the Epstein files and how they've been handled by the Trump administration. While little action has been taken to investigate the files in this country, the files have prompted new investigations in several other countries. Attorney General Pam Bondi claims all relevant files have been released, but her Justice Department has been accused of redacting the names of potential co-conspirators. In Europe, the former Prince Andrew is under growing pressure.
You're right. The victims did not victimize themselves.
Sure, but he is not the only public figure facing scrutiny these days. Lee Canary has the story.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Aferze Epsteina.
An international domino effect.
Investigations are now underway in at least 10 countries.
So like in London, Andrew was a high echelon person. Boom, he's knocked out of the box. Starting to find this happening in all other countries. So this dude was like, he really knew who had that money. I'm telling you. And I really think that he catered to those nasty little things that they like. And that's how he got them. Remember, we've been watching Epstein for a couple of days now. That dude is real smart. He's a freak, but he's smart. He called himself, people call him the devil. He didn't even get mad.
From Europe, where the former Prime Minister of Norway is charged with gross corruption, which he denies, to the Emirates, where the CEO of one of the globe's largest companies has stepped down after the files released displayed communications with Epstein.
And watch what he say. This is why I keep on bringing that pizza. Yeah, pizza.
Including an email with a reference to, quote, torture video. He has not been charged with any crime. In the UK, Andrew Mountbatten.
Oh, no. We're not going to just let that rock. We're going to read what the email said because we can go substantiate that because we got access to the files. So we want to read what that email says. Okay. So it says, from Jeffrey Epstein to blah, blah, blah. Subject, I guess no subject. The date is Friday the 24th, 2009, way before they caught on to him. 2009. So here's the email. Where are you? Are you okay? I love the Tills Nurture video. Yeah, Tills Nurture. Y'all gonna learn this pig Latin that I do. Tills nurture. Now take out the ills. Take out the ills and put the other words together. Yeah. Y'all can type it in there. Talking about they love the orchard video. Oh no, that's not cool.
In the UK, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor faces new calls to be investigated for allegedly leaking state secrets.
This might be the first person that we see that come of royalty that go to jail. Straight up and down.
And in Hollywood, top marketing exec Casey Wasserman is selling his talent agency. He's not accused of a crime, but said he regrets flirtatious emails he sent to Ghislaine Maxwell that had become a distraction. Epstein spun himself a web of global elites, many of them named this weekend by the Department of Justice. 300 high-profile people that appear at least once in Epstein's emails. Some in direct contact with him, others just mentioned in news articles. Criminality is not implied. But Juliette Bryant said when she met Epstein in South Africa, surrounded by powerful people, it made her feel safe.
A girl approached me and said she was here with the King of America. He was here with Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker.
Bryant.
Yeah. Let me see something on this real quick. Just want to see something real quick. Is that her? Let me just check this real quick because I want the whole story on this one right here. Because she basically said that she thought she was safe until she got around them. Then after that, she thought that her life was going to be over. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Yeah, this person right there.
A woman who was trafficked from Cape Town to Jeffrey Epstein's private Rhode Island has revealed details of the sexual abuse that she suffered. Juliette Bryant says she feared for her life, describing how she was trapped in the invisible chains.
And if you really put yourself in the realm of where they're at, and it sucks to do it, but sometimes you have to, put yourself right in the realm of where they're at, right? And think about the way that they're talking. She's gonna start saying, when I was being touched and they was putting their hands on me, everybody else was laughing or acting like it was nothing going on. Isn't that kind of in the sense of something like a group of people that's okay with that might be on some sort of, that I don't want to really say? Yeah, what's up with that?
And a warning, this report contains details that some viewers might find distressing.
This playground for the rich and famous was a hunting ground for Jeffrey Epstein, who recruited victims from all the way here on Africa's southern coast.
This lavish Cape Town neighborhood is where we've been told Jeffrey Epstein had an apartment. And his base here in South Africa shows just how wide-reaching his trafficking ring was. And his victims here have told us that 20 years on, they're still reeling from the aftershocks of his abuse.
She told me that her friend was here from America and his name was Jeffrey Epstein. And she said he was like the King of America.
Juliette Bryant was a first-year university student and part-time model when she was ensnared by Epstein in Cape Town.
I just turned 20 and it just seemed like my dreams were all coming true.
Her first trip out of South Africa was to New York, where she says she abruptly found herself on the way to the Caribbean, sat next to him on his private jet to Epstein Island with the women he used to recruit her.
Like basically as the plane took off, he started forcefully touching me in between my legs. And I just freaked out and I suddenly realized, oh my God, my family aren't going to see me again. These people might kill me. You know, I got such a fright. It was such a huge changing thing for me. And I suddenly realized I had to be nice and be friendly because I realized that I was in great danger.
And he's a...
Could you imagine? This is crazy, y'all. I need you guys to do me a favor if y'all appreciate the content. We get up very early to do this. We make sure we sequence. We make sure that we air the videos out. We make sure that we know what the HELL hockey sticks we're talking about. Can you do a boy a favor? I really want more people to come over. How do you do that, Boogotti? We're gonna help you out. All I need you to do is double tap the screen because YouTube, nobody else tells you this. They be like, yo, double tap the screen, get those likes up. No. I want more people to come over while we're live. So when you guys double tap, YouTube sends up a signal and our header goes up. And more people see it and say, hey, what the hell's going on over there? And then we got more chances for people to come over here and watch our show. That's right, because we got a lot more educational stuff going on over here too. Trust me, you guys, we're not trying to be one-sided. We're trying to share as much information that we can get, and we do this every single day. So if you really want to be a part of the show, hit that notification bell down there and know when we're on. And not only that, subscribe to the channel, become a member. It's only like $2.99. We do it every single day. I want you guys to see the details and what they're talking about here.
Assaulting you and the other women.
And they were laughing. Yeah, they saw and they just laughed. So you know, I was really, really petrified. And, you know, it really changed me, the whole thing, you know, going through this. And I just didn't know what to do. And I just really thought that I was going to die.
Juliet wasn't the only victim he lured out of Cape Town. Epstein trafficked Juliet in 2002, but these emails 10 years later show him giving permission to a sender whose name has been redacted to go back home to Cape Town. In another email from 2010, he asks a potential victim there when she would like to come back.
And the way that he did it was whatever girl he was dealing with that he would give the money to, he would have them recruit more girls. You guys know that from months ago when we found out about the $200 for massages. And he was telling anybody else, you know, $200, tell them to come on over. And Ghislaine was the middleman when it came down to the connect.
And there are details of return flights to Cape Town issued for unknown women in late 2018.
Eventually he did offer me money to recruit girls for him. Offered me $2,000 for any girl I'd bring, or $4,000 a month if I would stay there. But I didn't, you know, because I didn't want to be around him.
She says she met other women and girls from Brazil, Romania, France, and Spain at his property.
Brazil, Romania, France, Spain. She come from Cape Town. Okay, y'all. Okay, I'm telling you. And what I love about this is we always want to get it from the horse's
And did not
mouth.
accuse the other men of wrongdoing, but said Epstein flew her to New York and then put her on a private jet.
As the airplane took off, he started touching me forcibly in between my legs, and I freaked out. I realized.
Yeah, so the story staying together, and you guys can see now. Don't think that it's just some old lady, because she wasn't always looking like that. This is when she was a model.
But said Epstein.
This is when she was a model.
Flew her to New York and then put her on a private.
Yeah, and the sad part about it is just like I know about the garment industry, in the same way I know about the music industry, in the same way I know about the white parties that they never let me go to, that I'm glad that they never let me into. Why y'all never let me go to those white parties, y'all? From Sean John? I never invited me to go to those parties. Always thought I was different, huh? Knew I was gonna say something. Okay, let's keep on moving forward, because now it's all starting to make sense. I wanna pray for the people that were affected by this tragic situation here. I'm hoping that they get the justification that they're looking for and much, much more. Whoever is involved in all of these other little sideline situations in all of these other countries, you guys can see that this onion is a really big, deep onion right here that we've been going into. And I'm over here thinking it's just the United States and the UK. I want to pray for everyone around the world that's been affected by this demonic monster. Lord, please cover your people the way that we know that you can do. We ask that in Jesus' name, in God's name, the Father. Amen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's get on over to London. We're still going to bring it back to Prince Andrew. He's facing a mountain amount of pressure over the Epstein files, and ties are now being investigated by the UK police. I told you he going to jail. Your brother not going to come help you, because now he got to be down with the other side. It's like now you done forced the king to be down with the other side, because now if he don't, they're going to think that he part of it. So now you got to go.
There's mounting pressure for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor to cooperate with the US Epstein investigation, with the UK prosecutor saying he's not above the law. Let's go live to Ben Downey in London. Ben, this is the strongest indication yet the police will investigate the former prince.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie, it really is. Good morning. You have to imagine that net around Andrew continuing to tighten so much. There's little wonder how much far it can go, really, with these latest claims from the top UK prosecutors saying nobody is above the law. Calls now for not only British and US police to investigate his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, but also for a parliamentary inquiry into his time as trade envoy, with revelations about his time representing Great Britain on the world stage, where Epstein was actually organising Andrew's meetings during an official trip to China. Photographs.
So Epstein was organizing his meetings.
Buried within the files also show the former prince socialising with a Chinese model at a dinner set up by the then convicted pedophile. Police have confirmed they've had conversations with the Crown Prosecution Service, but so far no criminal investigation has been launched. But after these comments from the UK's top prosecutor, many people are now wondering whether Andrew will now be one of the first members of the royal family to be jailed in centuries.
Thank you, Ben.
I'm telling you, I knew it. Something told me about 4 months ago, this nigga going to jail, yo. I don't mean Yale. I'm not Spanish, papi. No tiene dominicano y Puerto Rico. No, I no Mexican. So when I say Yale, I'm talking about jail. And that's why I'm getting excited, because you know his demonic ass done did something that he deserved to go to jail for, right? With all of his nastiness and whatever like that, the way that people said it. Yeah, that's right. You see Jay Cricket send his fucking ass to jail. Exactly. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go. Let's turn up that, hit that like button, get more people over here, because we got to go on over to Paris. Because now the French police have raided the Arab World Institute for ex-minister that has something to do with Jeffrey Epstein. That's right, you guys. It ain't my fault that we going all around the world. I told you when we first started this, we don't never know where we gonna go. Since YouTube, I never knew where I was gonna wind up. So months ago I said, Bugatti, you might be somewhere in Cambodia recording one day, so I'm with it. Let's go. Let's get on over here to Paris. Let's see what they talking about.
Indeed, what we know is that Jack Lang was pushed to step down from his post here at the Arab Institute here in Paris because of his ties with Jeffrey Epstein.
So now we got Paris, we got the UK, we had Africa, we had the Emirates, we had we had Spain, we had Germany. I mean,
what has been revealed by the documents that were declassified by the Department of Justice, that indeed both men corresponded between 2012 and 2019, that in these files, well, the name of Jack Lang is cited 673 times, that indeed his daughter, Caroline Long, had a company on the US Virgin Islands with Jeffrey Epstein.
So he had his daughter set up a company with Jeffrey Epstein to wash the bread.
Purchase art, and it was funded by Epstein for several $100,000, and indeed also that Jack Lang himself has received several tens of thousands, roughly 60,000 euros of financing for a film he was planning about himself and Mitterrand, also his deceased daughter. So there are ties there which are quite strong, all taking place after Jeffrey Epstein was indeed convicted in a minor sex abuse case in Palm Beach. And this is, of course, what's being investigated. When it comes to Jack Lang himself, he says that he is, I quote, white as snow, as in, indeed, he considers himself to have no part in this story, and also saying that everything he did was legal. He told this to a Sunday newspaper yesterday, and that he was actually quite happy to see this investigation take place.
Sound good, sound good. So all of these rich and powerful billionaires, the elite from all over the world, were basically at this dude's beck and call, and basically making sure that he had coverage, giving him money. And the real link, you guys, just so you know, most of it is the models and the girls. As you see, once he gets like a model that comes in from Australia, go get me more girls from Australia. Got a girl coming from over here, go get me more girls from over here. And you heard what the girl said, right? What the lady said, I'll pay you $2,000 a month if you do it from there, $4,000 a month if you come here and live. Crazy, y'all. So he had his hookup going on, and guess what? Everybody is starting to come out in the wash. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. We only do this every single day. We keep it moving. We do the trending topics, current events, and much, much more. I'm your boy Boogotti NYC. This is Our Bottom Line. We run for about an hour plus, trending topics, current events, and much, much more. Come on now, if y'all haven't already, hit that subscribe button, become a member. Make sure you hit that notification bell down there so that you know we're on. Because now we got to get on over to New York. And if I can make it there, I'll make it bum bum. Anywhere, it's up to you. New York, New York. Can you guys imagine me hanging out in the green room like this? You know what I'm saying? Like before the show starts, I'm walking all around doing whatever I got to do. And then I'm like, oh, show's about to start. I feel a little Frank Sinatra-ish, especially when I'm wearing a tux. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. That's right. We got a family of the woman that's been attacked in the subway. She says that she is traumatized. You guys know about this story already. We've been following already for a while. And guess what? Yeah, show you guys this real quick. I want you guys to see what's going on with this because I feel sorry for the family and I'm hoping that her knee gets 100% recovery after this guy went berserk and hurt 3 people. You remember, we following up from the story from yesterday, the guy in the subway train. Yeah, him.
Arrest accused of a series of unprovoked violent attacks on the subway this weekend. Investigators say the rampage began on Saturday morning when he pushed a 51-year-old woman onto the track in Brooklyn. They say he also punched a 44-year-old woman in the face and attacked a 17-year-old girl. Police say this isn't the first time he's attacked commuters. Eyewitness News reporter Tanya Rivero is live in Sunset Park with more. Tanya?
Well, Sade and Mike, Benita Frias, one of the victims of Saturday's subway attack, is still behind me here at NYU Langone Brooklyn Hospital. Her family just called me and said she is just now beginning to come out of the anesthesia she was under for the reconstructive knee surgery she had to undergo when her knee was shattered in that random violent assault.
Kathy Joku Hoku, Mom Dummy, that's the easy super cat. Now they use a dumb dummy. Throw up neck, the mayor, the head of the police. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. And you just keep on lying to everybody saying, well, we put more police in the train station.
The brutal attack came out of nowhere.
She didn't even look at him on the face. There was no interaction.
The daughter of 43-year-old Benita Frias says her mother was coming home from her overnight job as a home health aide when she was violently assaulted.
Makes it all the more worse. Home health aide or a nurse, somebody adding care to someone else's life. So now that whole situation has been disrupted. So now that person that she probably had a faithful person that she always went to, took care of them every day, and now she got to be out of work. She might not even go back now because she might be traumatized. I wouldn't blame her. Probably ain't even from here.
Frias's mother describing the severe beatings to her daughter's face, the back of her head, her chest, and her smashed knee.
She's very traumatized. She's in shock.
Frias and 2 other women were attacked Saturday around 8:30 a.m. at this R station at 53rd Street and 4th Avenue in Sunset Park. Cops say 25-year-old Curtis Signal began his violent rampage by pushing a 51-year-old woman onto the tracks, then attacking Frias, and then punching a 17-year-old girl. Signal has 9 prior arrests.
The maraschino cherry on top is what he says at the end of it, after they catch him. Y'all not going, every dude in here, every man in here is going to want to, I'm going to just say, you're going to want to put your whole fist through his mouth. I'm telling you, when you hear what he had to say.
Dating back 5 years, most for assault. 2 of those assaults happened in the transit system. 18-year-old girl. Signal has 9 prior arrests dating back 5 years, most for assault. 2 of those assaults happened in the transit system.
But we live in a sanctuary city where it's a revolving door, where the judge be like, okay, release you on your ROR. That's what they call it, ROR. Release you on your own recognizances or some crap like that, because they don't want to keep you inside. They think it costs too much, or they don't want the responsibility of housing criminals.
He is on probation.
This is very concerning because why is somebody like that on the streets? Why is that person not in jail? Like, I don't understand.
The 2 other victims of Saturday's attack are in stable condition today as Frias's family waits for her to come home.
Curtis Signal was arraigned last night and is being held without bail. He faces at least 3 charges, assault charges stemming from Saturday's attack. Cops say when they arrested Signal, he told them he, quote, did what he had to do. Live in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, Tanya Rivero, Channel 7.
I see somebody in the chat right now that says, whoop that trick. So I think that that's what we need to do if that's what we want to do. You feel me? We want to do that. That's what we want to do. I'm talking about until we tired. Yeah, right here. Y'all know how we do it. We lay them down and we get until and just your turn. Go ahead. Do whatever you're gonna do for the next 5 minutes, and then another person. Whoever. All right. Yeah. No, none of that regular stuff. Yeah. Maybe even I ain't even gonna go there because I'm gonna get in trouble with YouTube. But you know what I'm talking about. He need his ass whooped. Period. Point blank. Period. Let's get on over to the Munich Securities Conference where AOC says the Republicans are terrible people and with bad policies as she slams Trump, and Gavin Newsom also chimes in, you guys. You know what I'm talking about. Got a little bit more politics that I got to get you guys because this is interesting information. Let's go to this real quick as AOC torches the Republican Party.
2028 Democratic hopefuls were seen uniting and bashing President Trump's leadership on the stage at the Munich Security Conference over the weekend. Take a listen.
Donald Trump is doubling down on stupid. He's trying to recreate the 19th century. His code red in terms of American leadership in this space.
In the West, we'd look the other way for inconvenient populations, whether it is threatening our allies to colonize Greenland, whether it is looking the other way.
50% of the people in there was like, what the hell are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
Joining us now, Young Voices fellow Maggie Anders. Maggie, did any of that come off as presidential?
Absolutely not. And I just have to say, clearly Munich was the Democrats' first campaign stop this year. And I have to say, AOC for me came in dead last. She completely flubbed this question about Taiwan and came off as completely unserious. It's clear to me that Democrats want the US and Europe to go back to a foreign policy of self-hatred.
So Secretary of State Marco Rubio also spoke at this conference. His message was very well received by many. Ran about 20 minutes, but take a listen to a portion of what he had to say.
No, we heard it already.
We in America.
I wanted you guys to see what AOC and Thunder, Gavin Newsom had to say. Because you know how we do it over here. We don't just let one side talk about somebody. We got to let the other side respond. And who do we have but the man himself? That's right. If you're going to talk about him, we might as well hear from him about what you guys said about him. There we go. Trump has a response for what they said about him in Munich.
We are in a position we want them to come. And by the way, I watched AOC answering questions in Munich. This was not a good look for the United States. I watched Gavin Newsom answering questions in Munich, and this was a bad look for our country. These two people are incompetent. And at least Hillary's competent. She's just Trump deranged. She was so deranged. She is an angry woman. But I watched the other two speaking and answering basic questions. Look, Gavin has destroyed California. And AOC, I never heard her speak very much. And they started answering questions. She had no idea what was happening. She had no idea how to answer, very important questions concerning the world. But she can't answer questions concerning New York City either, because New York City has got some problems.
Now that Gaza's entering phase 2.
Yeah, that's how we do it around here. You know, your boy had to cue it up and do what I had to do, man. You know how we work around here, and it made a lot of sense to do it that way. Do me a favor, if you appreciate the content and what we're doing right now, the way we bring you this information every single day, 6 o'clock in the morning, #1 show live. Let me get that right. The #1 live show on YouTube from 6 o'clock until we're done. Because I'm the #1 host. And you guys are the #1 co-host and family members. And I couldn't do it without you. Y'all know what I'm going to say. Because if I wasn't here doing this by myself, they'd be in here with the white coat. Get that motherfucker out of here. Let's keep on moving forward. We got to get on over to Washington. Because there's a breaking investigation into someone that you know and love from Minnesota. That's Ilhan Omar. With her husband's ties to the the ties to overseas businesses. Now, the Oversight Committee is now starting to investigate the husband's monetary deals and businesses going on in Somalia, possibly. Is that where some of those riches, those ill-gotten gains have probably been siphoned to? What do you guys think?
Meanwhile, the House Oversight investigation into Minnesota Squad Democrat Ilhan Omar is going global. The committee is now looking into her husband's business dealings overseas. Maddie Rivera joins us from Washington with the very latest. Good morning, Maddie.
Good morning, Griff. House Oversight Chair James Comer says he wants answers after federal disclosures show Congresswoman Omar's husband's assets grew millions of dollars in about a year. The bulk of Tim Meinetz's wealth comes...
Now, this is another one that we got to stop the video on. I want to be able to invest like that. If I got $377 in my bank account, and the next year I'll be having $32 million. You know what type of dog rescue we'll have if I had $32 million? You know how many dog rescues we have if I had $32 million. You know how many animal rescues we have. You know how dogs be, man, listen, you have no idea. Okay, thank you so much, Little Miss J111 for the $5 super chat. We appreciate everything. And much respect, though, I feel AOC is pushing the Marxist ideology forward, in my opinion. I have to agree. Just keep on moving forward because you know what the hell you're talking about, and I guess that's why you came. Everybody thank them for so much for the $5 super chat. We appreciate everything that comes through.
from two ventures, a California-based winery and a DC-based venture capital firm. Comer says Meinetz's stakes there grew from $51,000 in 2023 to as much as $30 million in 2024.
Thank you so much, Hakeem the Dream, for the $2 super chat. Of course, she has a white husband. Check this out. Everybody around here know that we involved with the alcohol business, right? And it's not easy. We already know what we do over here. We already know that your boy got a couple of ventures going on right here, right? But let me tell you what that means. That means that when somebody starts scratching at the pole that you're used to scratching on, that you're used to that pole, a lot of this information ain't making no sense. So what the hell is going on over here? How the hell is he able to make all of this money off of a winery that I never heard about? And I've been doing that for about 15 years. How the hell is he able? Exactly. It starts to make the person in that position like, yeah, okay. You got a restaurant as big as McDonald's that blew up in 1 year. What's the name of it? I'm in the burger business right now. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're relevant in the business, it really doesn't make sense to you.
Now, the New York Post reports Comer wants the House Ethics Committee to look beyond Meinetz's businesses in the U.S. and include places like Somalia, Kenya, and the United Arab Emirates.
$51,000, $30 million, 1 year. Tim Meinet, political consultant and husband of Representative Ilhan Omar, reported this wealth explosion in federal financial disclosure documents filed in 2024. The FBI is investigating. The Department of Justice has opened inquiries. House Oversight Chairman James Comer has set deadlines for document production. And the paper trail connects Washington, D.C. to California wineries, East African solar projects, and business meetings in Dubai. This is not a political attack piece. This is a financial investigation involving federal agencies, congressional oversight, private lawsuits, and questions that span 3 continents. Let's follow the documents.
In a letter to Meinet from February 5th, Comer writes, there are serious public concerns about how your business has increased so dramatically in value only a year after reporting.
Somebody in the chat was like, I've been trying to find one of Omar's bottles. Can't find none of those, none of that, right? Can't find it at all.
Very limited assets.
The timeline matters because it establishes the scope of what investigators are examining. In 2023, federal disclosure forms show the Omar Meinet household reported assets of approximately 6.6 million shillings, roughly 51,000 US dollars. Standard for a consulting professional in Washington. Nothing unusual. 12 months later, those same disclosure forms reported assets of 3.9 billion shillings, approximately $30 million.
Yeah, it's a little bit questionable right there. And you know what? They probably thought that they were safe because they were sending the money. I'm just alleging. If that money is found in Uganda or in Kenya or in Somalia, your ass is grass. I hope they get up out of here because that's probably what they did. Got the money out of the country in order to try to cover up for what they were doing. What do you guys think? Makes kind of sense now, huh? Let's keep on moving. Part of it was AI, brothers of gaming 9/11. It definitely was. Part of it was. But guess who used it? Them, not me. Let's keep on moving forward. And guess what? The information, again, no matter where it come from, check into the information. See if the information is true before you worry about who's bringing you the information. Somebody run in the house talking about fire, fire, fire. You don't say, man, ain't no fire. Next thing you know, whoom. You know what? Go see if there's a fire, then curse his ass out. You feel what I'm saying? If it wasn't no fire, then curse him out. That's how we work around here, brother. We get the information, then we go use our brains, and then we see what's going on after that. Let's get on over to Gen Z. I'm sure you guys will appreciate this. What do you think about Social Security? The possibilities of having some savings when you retire, having some money to go on vacation, probably maybe even being able to buy a house. Many Gen Zers are right now are focused on this key issue to achieve the American dream. What's the American dream, you guys? Normally it's a house with a picket fence, right? But let's see if we can achieve that nowadays.
Younger generations of people is up slightly, according to data released by the Census Bureau, with just under 38% of those below the age of 35 being homeowners at the end of last year. The ability to buy a home among key issues for young people looking to achieve the American dream. Our next guest is a Gen Z congressional candidate for Florida's 14th congressional district who was inspired by Charlie Kirk to run for office and is fighting to make sure those in his generation can get ahead. According to him, Florida congressional candidate Dan Weldon joins us now. Dan, thank you so much for joining us. So it is the key issue on the minds of most Americans, the economy and housing, in particular young people. So if you do enter office, what's your plan?
My plan is to support President Trump. You know, he's absolutely leading the way on this. And we saw that in 2024 when
I think everybody should be behind this, because I know this for a fact because I actually deal with real estate. Major companies and major businesses are finding a lot of ways to diversify. If you're an individual and you get a lot of money, the smart thing to do that people tell you to do is buy houses and get into real estate, right? But what if you're a conglomerate of rich people that have a company? So now you start to buy multiples of homes. So now that does what? It makes it less possible for the American people to buy homes because they're already part of a monopoly. They're trying to stop this.
him and Charlie Kirk got young people engaged in the political process for conservatives. And President Trump has proposed and asked Congress to pass bills that are directly talking about this issue. The biggest one, especially here in Tampa, I can say, is banning institutional buyers from buying homes. In Tampa, over 4% of all homes are owned by these institutional buyers that own 100 or more homes. And on top of that, he's also pushing for Congress to pass policies like allowing young people to dip in their 401ks to be able to use as a down payment on their homes. President Trump is leading the way on this, and it's something that all of us as Republicans can see and learn from. And if I
never thought about that before, dipping into the 401k. No. Okay, let's keep on moving forward, you guys. That's not too bad. I think this guy might make it. This guy might make it, you guys. He might go ahead and get voted in. Hell yes, they are. Type Bowyer created same company and transferred millions within a year of the company. See? Exactly. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Y'all know what's going on. Multifamily is the new come up for the rich and another way to keep the average person down. State of Maryland was requiring all new home buildings to have sprinkler systems. The cost was so much, like they're trying to do with the gas here in New York. Liberty celebrated. Okay, let's keep on moving forward. They asked him, okay, that's why they're flattering. Okay, let's keep on moving forward to Maryland, you guys. We got a former, you ain't gonna believe this. If you was anywhere near this situation right here, you'd have to see it, you have to hear about it to believe it. This is a person that they're basically saying that if you didn't help him get rank, or if you're a part of him not getting rank, fire, 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 flame, fire, 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 flame. Yes, a Lil Wayne song. Maryland, a former Laurel police chief. His name is David Crawford. He's been sentenced to 55 years for his serial arson charges. No one was off limits. He even set his own son-in-law's spot on a blaze. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Check this out. Y'all ain't gonna believe this one. Yeah.
To spend the rest of his life in prison. Laurel's a top cop, sentenced in some high-profile arson cases in Montgomery County. But as DC News Now's Yamari Sase discovers, he's been torching homes of enemies for years.
Yeah, well, over a 10-year span, former Laurel Police Chief David Crawford was targeting people he had issues with.
The police chief himself.
Including his very own stepson, by setting their homes on fire. He's currently serving 2 life sentences in Howard County, and today in Montgomery County, a judge sentenced him to 55 years.
Now, no one lost their lives, so I can go ahead and say, Fire Marshal Bill! Fire Marshal Bill Burns here, guys! This dude he was not fire marshal. He was not a fire marshal, but he was a police officer, and he was a damn former Laurel police chief. Come on, you guys. You got to double tap the screen on this one. Nobody was going to tell you about this. Check this out.
Mr. Farley out closer on the case is
Maryland.
True godsend.
Justin Sherstrom says he feels relief after his stepfather, former Laurel Police Chief David Crawford, was sentenced to 55 years for setting fire to 2 of his homes in Clarksburg.
I definitely forgive him. But at the same time, I don't think he's capable of rehabilitation.
The fires happened twice at their townhome on Majestic Elm Court in September 2016 and again in 2017, and then at their home on Peppervine Drive in November 2020.
I didn't suspect him, even with all the petty arguments and just back and forth over the years.
He didn't suspect him, even with all the petty arguments and everything that was going on. After a while, you got to start thinking about repetition sometimes. My apartment got robbed one time. And then it got robbed again. But for some reason, it was the same style of robbery. They took my clothes and put them in a bag, started packing up my sneakers in garbage bags and got up out of there, right? Start saying to myself, I wonder who did that, right? So the next time it happened to me, I'm walking home, going down the block. All of a sudden I see, there's a little heavy girl. She's normally on the block all the time, just hanging out, doing whatever she do. Real nice girl. So I'm like, yo, what's up? She's like, yo, Bugatti, what you doing over here? I thought you moved. What the hell you mean you thought I moved? I just came home from work. I seen your cousin down the block with another guy taking all the stuff out your crib. What? Dagwood Bumstead. I'm down the block like Flash/Dagwood. I'm down the block, right? Go into the crib, the door's broken. And then I look around. Some of my sneakers are still in garbage bags. And some of my clothes are in garbage bags. And then I say to myself, this is like the same, like how I got robbed the first time. I let the police come in. They took fingerprints. They left. I go up to one of the areas that I'm from. I see a nigga running around with my throwback jersey on. A Johnny Unitas Mitchell NS throwback jersey. Nigga, you ain't get that from nowhere. I know where I got that from. Me and Fab was the only ones that had that, because I know how we got them. Yo, where you get that jersey from? Your boy sold it to me. Then it all came together. He had robbed me 2 times. And the second time, I was helping him because he ain't had nowhere to stay. Watch the people that are close to you. They'll know your dogs. Don't let them touch your dog. And that's why I tell nobody not to play with my dog no more. Another thing, when you're trying to help somebody, 9 times out of 10, they'll stick you in the back. Let's keep on moving forward on this one right here.
It occurred.
Sherstrom was not the only victim. Investigators say Crawford set fires at the homes of people he had conflicts with across Charles, Howard, Prince George's, and Montgomery County from 2011 through 2020. Surveillance video shows him pouring gallons of gasoline right before using a stick wrapped in cloth to set the fire.
If he didn't get a promotion from you and it was overlooked, you would become a target. If he had a dispute with you over some school board matter, you would become a target.
Crawford was previously sentenced to life in prison in Howard County, and on Friday he received an additional 55-year sentence in Montgomery County for first and second degree arson. Crawford will serve his 55-year sentence concurrently with his 2 life sentences in Howard County. Reporting in Rockville, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
Woo! You can't trust people, y'all. I'm telling you, a lot of times, that's what it said to me. I was like, yo, most of the time, it's people that's close to you, because you wouldn't expect them to do it. They know your work schedule. They know your animals and know where you're moving about and everything from. And the last part about that story I'll tell you guys is, once the detective called me, he had a photo of the person's fingerprints because they fingerprinted the whole area. He had a photo of the person that was in the fingerprints. He was already on parole, and yes, locked up in court more time. And guess who wasn't there to help him no more? And who was like, yeah, when you come home, yeah, I ain't gonna do nothing bad to you because I know your mother, but me and you got the rock. Let's keep it moving forward, your boy. Everybody, Buffalo. We got another police officer who's been charged with second-degree murder, suspected of what? His own wife. Sometimes, you guys, it's the people that's really close to him. And I hear about these stories a few times where, you know, it's the police officers and their wives that go through tragedies and things like this, but it's never comfortable when you hear about somebody losing their life. It's never something that sat comfortably with me.
A Buffalo police officer is facing a second-degree murder charge in connection to the homicide of his wife in Niagara County. That is according to Lewiston's police chief. Good evening. I'm Courtney Courtright. We are following this top story tonight at 6, and we want to get right over to Two on Your Sides, Nate Mills. So, Nate, what is the latest at this 6 o'clock hour?
Yeah, Courtney, Lewiston police officers were called to a home in Buffalo on Buffalo Street in Sanborn last night for a welfare check. Inside, they say they found 35-year-old Alexis Scocellis deceased. Damn. Authorities say her husband, 53-year-old Lance Woods, an off-duty Buffalo police officer, was later taken into custody during a traffic stop in Amherst. A spokesperson for Buffalo Police is confirming Woods was also a school resource officer. Investigators say Woods lived at this home with the victim and their 2 young children. Police say the children are safe and in the care of relatives. Multiple agencies assisted in the investigation, and Buffalo Mayor Sean Ryan says the state attorney general's office will likely step in to investigate as well.
If charges are filed, a whole different system kicks in because the New York State Attorney General's office is the one who comes in for the next step of this, as all cases where there's been a shooting and a loss of life, whether police officers on duty or off duty, is handled by the New York State Attorney General.
Lewiston Police Chief Michael Salata says they were able to take Woods into custody safely.
Obviously, it always heightens our alertness when it's someone who knows our tactics and knows our investigative ways. And we did, with our partner agencies and everyone on scene, did a fantastic job in ensuring a safe ending to this.
Yeah, they probably just surrounded them, and hopefully, I don't know how they did it, because normally if they surrounded them, they probably would have did the pow. But I want to pray for the wife that lost her life in this situation, as well as the previous situation, because things like this, you never know. And we call it, what do we call it when you fly over the edge? You know, you let your attitude get the best of you. We don't know what happened in this tragedy, but someone lost their life in this. I want to make sure that we got it out there and pray for the person that lost their life, and let you guys know. You never know who it's going to come from. Even the sheriff, you never know. Amen. And we got another sheriff situation right here. Christopher Diaz in Miami. He's a Miami-Dade sheriff deputy. He's been confronted by the Predator Catching Corporation after he was trying to meet up with a 14-year-old minor in Florida from online. This is a sheriff deputy that you're about to see get confronted, and then furthermore get arrested after that. Watch this, you guys. Double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up, because we're the only ones that's putting these stories out here, even the ones that don't get that much push, because we know that we have an audience, and we do feel that it's important to get these stories out there. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I want you guys to notice, these are the 2 gentlemen right here from the Predator Catching app in the company. And that right there is the predator walking with the detective undercover minor that he thought that he was meeting up with. This is a sheriff.
Chris, hey, what are you doing? What was that? Why are you having a 15-year-old face like that?
Caught in the act, investigators say that man, Christopher Diaz, is a Miami-Dade sheriff deputy. He's accused of trying to meet with a minor.
How old did she say she was? She said she was 15, yes. Wow. And how old are you? Me, I'm 50.
He was caught by the group 561 Predator Catchers, led by Dustin Lamprose. They live-streamed the entire encounter.
I was hoping that she was actually 18.
So you were taking the chance on becoming a pedophile?
I wasn't going to do anything today.
According to a police report, Diaz matched with the decoy on 2 separate dating apps. They began messaging, and that's when the decoy told Diaz she was 15 years old, to which the report says Diaz disregarded. It says they even FaceTimed multiple times, and Diaz would masturbate while FaceTiming. Police say the two agreed to meet Friday night at a movie theater.
At this time, we had a live decoy, so we had a grown adult who was playing the person that...
Again, I want these stories to get out so that the kids can know what you gotta at some point, you gotta make your children aware of what's going on. This way you're not looked at as the scapegoat. I'm not telling you to show them this video right here, but show them situations like this to say, this is why I'm so much on you. This is why I'm on your back, because I love you and I don't want anything to happen to you. That's what I'm trying to say here. And that's why I like for more people to get over here to see these stories.
He was talking to, and she was there in person.
At one point, the report says Diaz was touching her all over her upper chest area, including her breasts. It says the decoy felt uneasy and they went outside. That's when the 561 predator catchers made their move.
What is your biggest concern right now? Be honest.
Getting exposed.
Diaz admitted to being in law enforcement.
I'm a police officer.
That's what I thought. You're a police officer? Yeah. Where?
Miami-Dade.
You're a Miami-Dade police officer?
And hearing himself say he works in law enforcement, he is a deputy with Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. What goes through your head?
I mean, that's the person that's supposed to serve and protect, you know? That's the people that we look at that will keep our kids safe, yet this guy is driving an hour north to go put a kid's life in danger, you know? It's mind-blowing. It's sad, and it's one of the worst, you know, cases that we've had.
Miami-Dade Sheriff Rosie Cordero Stutz released a statement on the arrest, saying in part, quote, "This behavior is unacceptable and represents a serious betrayal of the oath we swear and the trust our community places in us to protect our children."
Yeah, you guys, we got to keep on moving forward. A lot of people can't take it, and I get it. I understand. I understand, you guys, because it's a tragic event and it's something that we have to deal with it, no matter what. We have to deal with these situations, and it's out there. So, might be hard to swallow, hard to look at, but it's real. Let's go ahead and do your boy a favor. Let's double tap that screen and get those likes up. Really like to get more people over here. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for, man? Come on now. Hit that notification bell down there so that you know when we're on. Come on, let's keep on moving forward, because now we got to get back on over to New York, the Bronx. We got a man that was pow during a real snobbery at the gas station. And guess what? He was trying to fix his car, and they rolled up on him. So Kathy Joku Hoku, and you guys, again, you're batting 1,000 when it comes down to protecting the citizens of New York.
Breaking news out of the Bronx. A man was shot during a robbery at a gas station.
Yes, Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate is live in Baychester with more for us. Phil, good morning.
Yeah, Charlene Pedro, good morning. A short time ago, I spoke with a gas station attendant who was here when those shots were fired. Cops tell us that a 37-year-old man had his chain robbed from him before being shot in the leg. And this morning, we were able to see that vehicle at one point. It appears that that victim was fixing his car. That gas station attendant told us that he was working on his car for about 30 minutes. We saw the bolts down on the ground.
So you can't even pull over in the Bronx to fix your car at the gas station, y'all, because something like this could happen.
As well as the tire off that vehicle. But let's get straight to some video right now. Video on your screen from just a short time ago after bullets flew as that 37-year-old man was shot. Again, that chain stolen from him here on Bartow Avenue. EMS personnel, they were able to rush that man to a local hospital, and this morning he's listed in stable condition. Right now, police are still searching for 2 men who cops say got away in a black vehicle on Bartow, but one of the men, they say, was wearing a green vest. The gas station attendant spoke with me this morning, recounting those terrifying moments and what he saw. Just take a listen.
Crazy.
He was just coming from the car. He was just lay down outside. They also punched him on his nose.
So he's laying down under his car trying to change the tire. They roll up on him and real snob him. You ain't safe, y'all. You're not safe. Kathy Joku Hoku, Mom Dami, y'all doing a bang up job.
On his face, so he was a lot of bleeding.
Yeah, we are hoping for that victim that he makes a full recovery, but terrifying moments for that gas station attendant as those shots were fired just feet away and at his place of business. An active investigation is still underway. If anyone has any information that could help police, you are urged to give them a call right away. We are live.
Yeah, they always say that. Give us a call. Let us know what's going on, because you know how we are. We're ATF. No, not alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. We're after the fact. We running around like Benny Hill, slamming the wrong people up against the wall, bothering all the wrong people, talking about, hey, you. Nigga, we the ones that called you. What the hell are you talking about? Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Y'all know what I'm talking about. How to search the web without being tracked. You guys, you got to be careful. Have you ever said something? Let's do it right now. Earbuds. Yeah, earbuds. Earbuds. I got to get me some earbuds. I don't know what kind of earbuds I'm going to get. Maybe I should get the iPhone earbuds. I'm not sure. You ever do that? And all of a sudden you turn back around to your computer and all of a sudden a whole bunch of earbuds ads pop up or whatever you talking about. And you say to yourself, nah, that for real? I mean, that's not possible. Oh, yes, it is. These are search engines that you can probably use to not be tracked. Because what's happening is once you search something, that's all they're going to send you for the rest of your days. Because there's companies that pay for those ads to pop up in front of you. Be careful about what you're saying out here and what you got going on, because believe it or not, they're listening.
Are you looking for a more private way to search the web?
Rich Jamiro has a roundup of search engines that put your privacy first in today's Rich on Tech.
Looking for a way to search the web that doesn't track you as much? Here's a look at several search engines that put privacy first. Google.
Look, somebody said they're listening. Don't do your update on the Echo. It's creepy and remembers everything. Exactly. They know what they're doing. What I'm trying to say is if you use Alexa to do certain stuff, yeah, she's going to keep on sending them over to you as well.
Is synonymous with search, but if you're looking for a more privacy-centric alternative, there are several options that promise little or no tracking.
Right, Casey? Yep.
Every time you go to most search engines, when you go to them and you enter a search, that search is tracked. And all the information is then turned to advertisers who are then, bidding for the top spot so they can get your attention.
DuckDuckGo is one of the most recognizable names in privacy. Their search engine doesn't track you and encrypts your searches so your internet service provider can't see them. Startpage has been focused on private search since 2006 and says it doesn't collect personal information. There's even an anonymous view that lets you visit websites without revealing your identity. Brave might be best known for its privacy-focused web browser, but it also has a search engine with its own index of results. That means no big tech algorithm determining what you see. WhiskCows is another private search option, and it's family-friendly, which means it filters out content that might be inappropriate for minors. You can also generate an AI summary of any search result, or open a preview of the site in an anonymous window, which displays how many trackers they find. Finally, Kagi is a premium search engine that's ad-free and promises private search.
Privacy is not just about hiding. Privacy is about, there's a basic level of human dignity that...
Telling you right now, you guys, once you say it, it's in the search. Once you type it in, it's in the search. As much as you search, as much as your children search, as much as whoever uses that computer searches, they're going to keep on dumping at you because advertisers pay for what you're searching for, and they want to be at the top spot. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's get those likes up so we can get more people over here. I got some situations going on over at Burbank. Real estate fraud. This scheme, I want you guys to know. We started off with these schemes in Maryland. We went to D.C. and showed you these schemes. They're going on everywhere, you guys. In California and Burbank. We got 3 people who are arrested for this situation right here. Real estate fraud. Sold someone's home from under them. Made a $900,000 investment from a lending company and was just about to get the money before they found out what was going on.
Now at noon, this local home was sold
It's going over to KTLA in Los Angeles in Burbank.
for over $1 million, but the homeowner was not aware. He found out the hard way. Thanks for joining us for the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Glenn Walker.
The reason I'm telling you guys this is because this is a new scam and it's another way that they're trying to get us.
Parker, the homeowner fell victim to a rising real estate fraud scheme.
3 people, including a realtor, have been arrested. KTLA 5's Omar Lewis is in Burbank with the story and how homeowners can protect themselves. Omar.
Glenn, Lou, you can imagine just how shocking this was for that homeowner to learn that he no longer had the title of this property here in Burbank. He also told police he never authorized the sale of this home located behind us here on Walnut Avenue. Yet, according to federal investigators, paperwork was filed, a loan was funded, and ownership was transferred, all without his knowledge or consent. 3 people are now in federal custody tied to this case. A 4th person is still on the run. Federal investigators say the scheme involving this Burbank home unfolded in late 2023 and early 2024. According to the FBI, the defendants allegedly used stolen identities of the real homeowner and a so-called buyer to fraudulently sell this $1.5 million Burbank property and secure a $975,000 loan. The complaint alleges they created fake IDs, forged signatures, falsified bank statements, and even used a fraudulent notary stamp to complete the deal. Prosecutors say once the loan was funded, escrow money was wired to a third party instead of the rightful homeowner. Those arrested include 63-year-old Glennis Cardona, a licensed real estate broker who operated an escrow company, along with Ivan Reyes and Arshak Akopian. The U.S. Attorney's Office just sent us pictures earlier this morning. Authorities are still searching for 54-year-old Basil Takriti, seen here, who investigators allege impersonated both the seller and buyer using.
He played both sides, the seller and the buyer.
Stolen identities. The rightful homeowner here says that he was able to retain ownership of this property after hiring an attorney. But legal experts say cases like this, they highlight the importance of monitoring your property records online, which you can do there, signing up for county.
Why? Because agents are monitoring your property. They're monitoring if you got a lien. They're monitoring if it's for sale. And if they're a bad agent, bad actors come into play. You gotta be careful. If you got a property or a couple of them, Google it. Just look up, see what's going on for nothing.
Title alert services and confirming any unusual loan or title activity immediately with your lender and local authorities. Back out here live, we can tell you that if convicted, each of these defendants face up to 30 years in federal prison. That is
they willing to risk it all for that dough. $900,000. Let me see. $900,000. 30 years in prison. $900,000. 30 years in prison. 30 years in prison. 900,000. No, I'm good. Keep your $900,000. I'd rather be out here shifting and trying to make it happen. Nope, no good, because all money ain't good. But you know what is good? Tell you guys right now. What's good is 20 productive crops that grow like fruit trees. That's right, you guys. We're about to get into it. You guys got me addicted to doing this. Yesterday, we did the 20 produce groceries that you can replant and keep them growing. Well, guess what? Those plants that we talked about yesterday, a lot of them don't regrow and you can't keep on using them. These productive crops are ones that grow like fruit trees. Did you know if you plant a pecan tree, it'll keep on sprouting pecans every season? Did you know that once it got ripe? My great-grandmother had a pecan tree in the backyard. That pecan tree was crazy big. And I'm saying to myself, how is this pecan tree? Pecan, that's how we say it in the South. How is this pecan tree constantly making these pecans? Because that's what certain trees do. And if you plant them, they'll keep on making fruit for you and being able to provide for you as well as your families. There's even one that you can plant now for some of your great grandkids or maybe some people that's not even going to be around. You're not going to be around to see centuries away. Let's keep on moving forward. I'm ready to get into it. We're about to start naming the names of the 20 productive crops that grow like fruit trees. Let's go. We got Hearty Kiwi It grows like fruit trees, keeps on growing. Kiwi, the regular kiwi, that's right. Kiwi, you can grow kiwi and it's good for you. How about this? Mayhaw. The hell is Mayhaw? We're about to find out. Mayhaw, it's another one. We got service berries. Service berries are very smart. And I like service berries because I never thought about having a berry that attracts birds, and this way they'll stay away from the stuff that you don't want them to eat. I was like, whoa. So let's say you don't want to make service berries because you know that they're going to always be, eaten by the birds, but maybe you would plant these service berries to draw the birds away from your other crops. Never thought of that. I was like, wow, planters are pretty intelligent out there. These are horticultural people with these green thumbs. We got Jujube, Jujube. We've got Medlar, Medlar. Got another one called Quince. Never heard of Quince, but when you see them, you might get a second idea about, you know what, I never had this before, but I might want to try it if I can grow it in my own backyard and to keep on providing. Aronia. We've got sea buckthorn. It's vitamin packed. Got another one here called Goumi. Y'all like Bugatti. What's up with the plums and the oranges and the no. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about other ones that are packed with vitamins and that are going to be around for many years to come. You ever hear of a honeyberry? Yeah, probably heard of that before, right? What about elderberries? They're really high in what's that, antioxidants, and very good for your blood. Elderberries are very good for you in other areas as well. You ever hear about mulberries? Mulberry, that's a good one too. All of these things that I'm giving you guys now are things that I'm going to start taking in as well, examining and seeing, because I like to widen my palate as well and see what's going on and maybe if I like it. You don't have to always just have oranges, apples, and regular grapes. It's okay to experiment. We got Pawpaws. That's the produce for over a century that Americans have been making. We've got Persimmon, Loquat, Feijoa. It's a pineapple, sort of a guava. We've got vegetables also. Good King Henry and Jerusalem artichokes. And yes, the way we always do it, you guys, those are listed inside of the description as well as the video link as well. So we're going to get over there right now and show you guys what's going on with that. Sorry about this. What's going on with the 20 productive crops that can grow like fruit trees. You don't have to do them all. Maybe you're not interested, maybe you are, but I think that we need to start widening our palates and starting to try to use our own gardens to try to provide for ourselves. Tell you why soon. I'll let you know why soon I'm talking about this. I think we need to start worrying about our own homes, our own foods, because you never know what you're being fed out there, especially with what's going on with the processed foods and the
twice that fed entire communities through harsh winters, that produced massive harvests year after year with a fraction of the work you're putting into that vegetable garden right now. Most people don't know this, but while we're all out there replanting tomatoes and lettuce every single spring, breaking our backs with annual gardens, there are crops out there that you plant once and harvest for 20, 30, even 50 years. Crops with actual track records of outproducing traditional gardens with half the effort. And today, I'm going to show you 20 of them that will change the way you think about growing food forever. Stick around, because number 14 on this list can produce fruit for over a century after you plant it.
Mom, we need your help.
What happened?
We lost David.
Is a perennial vine that can absolutely crank out buckets of grape-sized, reduce your workload, and help you build a truly productive homestead. So let's get into it. Here are 20 productive crops that grow like fruit trees, ranked from impressive to absolutely game-changing. Number 1, Hearty Kiwi, the fence line food factory. Let's start with Hearty Kiwi, and this one alone could convince you to rethink your entire approach to fruit production. Actinidia arguta is a perennial vine that can absolutely crank out buckets of grape-sized kiwis every single year once it's established. We're talking about a vine that can produce 50 to 100 pounds of fruit annually from a single plant. Hearty Kiwi is not the fuzzy tropical kiwi you buy at the store. These are smooth-skinned, pop-in-your-mouth fruits that taste even better than their commercial cousins. The vines are incredibly cold-hardy, surviving temperatures down to minus 25 degrees Fahrenheit, and they grow fast. Within 3 to 5 years of planting, you'll have a mature vine pumping out fruit. Here's what makes Hearty Kiwi special. Once established, these vines require minimal care. They're not picky about soil. They resist most pests and diseases, and they'll keep producing for 50 years or more. You need both male and female plants for pollination.
Imagine if you had something that's going to produce for 50 years.
But one male can pollinate up to 8 females. Modern research shows these fruits are packed with vitamin C, even more than oranges. You train Hearty Kiwi on a sturdy fence, trellis, or arbor. The vines are vigorous growers that can cover 15 to 20 feet, so give them space and strong support. Harvest happens in fall, and the fruits store for weeks in the refrigerator. The reason Hearty Kiwi isn't more common is simple. Most people have never heard of it. Nurseries push the same old apples and pears, but for anyone wanting serious fruit production without serious work, Hearty Kiwi is waiting. Think of it as the crop that turns your fence into a fruit factory that runs for half a century. Mayhaw, the southern jelly goldmine. Mayhaw might be the ultimate forgotten fruit tree. Crataegus aestivalis is a small tree native to the American South that produces heavy crops of tart, berry-sized fruits, perfect for jelly and syrup. And when I say heavy crops, I mean a mature tree can produce 20 to 30 gallons of fruit in a single season. Mayhaw trees thrive in wet conditions.
Now, I ain't never had no mayhaw, but y'all can't lie and tell me that that fruit don't look good right there. I wish I could just rinse one off and taste it right now. Okay, let me keep on going.
Where other fruit trees struggle. They grow in swampy areas, along streams, or in low-lying ground that stays moist. The white spring blossoms are beautiful, and by May, hence the name, the branches are loaded with red or orange fruits that look like tiny crab apples. These fruits make the finest jelly in the South, with a unique tart sweet flavor that can't be replicated. Here's what makes Mayhaw special. These trees are incredibly long-lived and disease-resistant. Plant one, and it'll be feeding your great-grandchildren. They require almost no care once established, tolerate poor drainage, and produce reliably year after year. Traditional Southerners would harvest mayhaws by spreading sheets under the trees and shaking the branches, collecting gallons in minutes. Modern cultivars have been developed for larger fruits and heavier yields, but even wild mayhaws are productive. You can make jelly, syrup, wine, or even mayhaw sauce. The trees stay relatively small, 15 to 25 feet, making harvest manageable. Native Americans harvested these berries extensively, drying them for winter use and mixing them blueberry-like berries. It's the tree that turns wet, useless ground into a jelly-making operation that lasts for generations. Number 3, Serviceberry, the multi-season producer. Serviceberry, also called Saskatoon, is one of those plants that does everything right. Amelanchier species are small trees or large shrubs that produce sweet, blueberry-like berries, stunning spring flowers, beautiful fall color, and they're cold-hardy enough to grow in Zone 2. Talk about a complete package. The berries ripen in early summer, usually June.
Another one that looked good that I never tasted before, but I would love to taste it.
And they're genuinely delicious.
Damn.
Sweet with a slight almond flavor. A mature serviceberry can produce 10 to 20 pounds of fruit per plant.
Whoa.
And they bear reliably, year after year. Native Americans harvested these berries extensively, drying them for winter use and mixing them into pemmican. Here's what makes serviceberry a winner. They're adaptable to various soils, tolerate partial shade, resist deer browsing better than many fruits, and require minimal pruning or care. They also handle cold like champions. These plants laugh at harsh winters. The white spring flowers are gorgeous, making serviceberry valuable as both food and ornamental. You can plant serviceberry as individual trees, in hedgerows, or as understory plants beneath taller trees. They produce best in full sun, but will still fruit in part shade. The berries are excellent fresh, in pies, jams, or dried. Birds love them too, so you might need netting if you want the full harvest. Serviceberry got overlooked simply because blueberries became the commercial standard. But for homestead production, especially in cold climates, Serviceberry offers reliability that blueberries can't match. Think of it as the fruit that decided it would be beautiful, productive, and bomb-proof all at once. Cornelian cherry dogwood, the ancient survivor. This is where we get into the really tough, long-lived crops. Cornelian cherry dogwood, Cornus mass, is a small tree that's been cultivated in Europe and Asia for thousands of years. It produces tart, cherry-like fruits that are excellent for preserves, syrups, and traditional Eastern European dishes. And the tree itself is virtually indestructible. Cornelian cherry blooms incredibly early.
I love to hear stuff like that. Indestructible,
bright yellow flowers appear in
weather tempered, so that means it's going to be around for a long time.
And lives for well over 100 years. These trees produce for decades with zero inputs. Traditional uses included drying the fruits, making compotes, fermenting them into beverages, and even pickling them. The tree stays small, 15 to 25 feet. It's like crisp apples with a hint of date flavor. Dried, they're chewy and sweet, tasting remarkably like dates. A mature tree can produce 40 to 100 pounds of fruit annually. Here's what makes Jujube special. It
New plant, new one, it's called Jujube.
Laughs at drought, tolerates poor soil, handles heat that would kill most fruit trees, and has almost no pest or disease problems. The trees are slow to leaf out in spring, which helps them avoid late frost damage. They're also nearly maintenance-free. No spraying, minimal pruning, just harvest. Jujube trees grow 15 to 30 feet tall, depending on variety. They prefer full sun and well-drained soil, but they'll grow in clay, sand, or rocky ground that would discourage most crops.
Okay, how we always do it, I take you guys to the name of the company, the page. The page is Homestead Roots. Again, Homestead Roots. And I know you guys are wondering, where the oranges at? Where the apples at? In the beginning, we talked about that, right? We're talking about sustainable stuff that will continuously keep on growing. In a few months, or in a few years, you're gonna be like, what's going on around here? Can't go to the store, can't do certain things. I'll bet you wish you had some Jujube or some of those elderberries or maybe something else grown in the backyard for years and years to come. That's what I'm talking about. That's right, you guys. So 20 productive crops that grow like fruit trees. The Homestead Roots is the name of the channel. They've only got what, they got a lot of subscribers. Okay, 141,000. Good, there's a lot of smart people out there. It's called the Homestead Roots. There's much more, and guess what? The link is in the description. Every single one of the fruits that they're talking about is in the description as well. Take your time, go check it out. And of course, you may not like every single one of them, but there may be some that you actually do like, and you may want to put into your garden, and you may be interested in planting for your family or for generations to come. That's right, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. You know where you're getting the information from over here. We're trying to stay healthy. So what if we never heard about it before? We've got to get into it and see what it's about. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they're not giving it to us because it's good for us and it's sustainable. Why would they want to put you onto something that you can keep on regrowing? The other day, a lot of people over here said, yeah, well, Bugatti, we can't get the seeds. You're right. That's the way that they shut down the market. So my next thing, I said to myself, how can I help out? So now we got to start finding healthy, rich, organic seeds. That's the next thing that we're going to go into. And I don't got no problem with sharing the seeds and the sources, because what? The more that we can share with each other, or you could actually mail a seed if you know how to do it. Nice wet napkin with something. You think I don't know? Yeah, let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to help each other. We have a family here. We have a unit. Any information that you guys know about certain things like this, we have a very strong, powerful amount of people here, and we can help each other with many different things. Fish tanks are good water plants. I see what you're saying about that. You can put plants in fish tanks. You can make plants around your window ledges. You can make little stands and stuff like that. Make your own oregano, your own basils. Why are we going to the store to get this stuff when we can just buy dirt and know what we're eating? Let's keep on moving forward over to Nashville, Tennessee. This video came in from one of you guys. Probably didn't think I was going to do it. Come on, you know how we get down around here. You appreciate them too much. That's right. So this one here, this one's for you. I didn't pick this one out. Somebody sent it to me themselves, and I got mad because it only had 300 views. So we got to put it up. Get on over to Nashville, Tennessee. We got the first black woman to discover periodic element. Inspires the next generation, and this is proof that if you look inside yourself, you'll find something special and unique. Don't try to be like everybody else. Be yourself.
Milestone birthday for the nation is coming up this summer, the Big 250. And leading up to it, we're taking a look back at U.S. history and Tennessee's place in it.
We are. For February, Black History Month, that led us to Clarice Phelps. She's a nuclear chemist and a living legend who also happened to be the first black woman to help discover a periodic element.
It's probably not the way most of us would describe nuclear chemistry.
I got it relatively quickly, and it was easy, and I liked it.
But Clarice Phelps isn't most of us. An engineer at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, every day Phelps works with radioactive material, furthering our understanding of the world around us. She may be best known for helping discover a periodic element, but her story started in the Edge Hill neighborhood of Nashville.
I wasn't a particularly great student, but that had to stem a lot from I wasn't really great at taking tests and stuff like that.
That changed when she joined the Navy and qualified to be in the nuclear power program. She started out as an operations technician and quickly moved up the ladder.
One of the first projects that I got to work on as a technician for R&D was the purification of the berkelium that was used to confirm element 117. So that was like my first project. That was pretty cool.
Element 117, also known as tennessine, a landmark discovery for the periodic table.
It was part of the job that we were doing, and it was really cool because I was like, oh, I got to be a part of that. That was really neat. Now let me go make some nitric acid up.
It wasn't until later that she found out that she's now credited as the first black woman to help discover a periodic element.
I Googled it and I was like, well, I'll be, and so it turned out that it was actually true. And it was, honestly, it was a little scary because that's a lot of weight.
A weight that Phelps says she knew she had to take on because of how she felt growing up.
I need to be that person for those little girls that look like me who are looking for someone that's doing something that they want to do.
When Phelps thinks of her proudest moment so far, though, she talks about her work with students. A professor at Pellissippi State, vice president of YoSTEM, and leader of multiple science programs for high schoolers. Phelps' goal is to make nuclear accessible to everyone so that the legacy of black women in nuclear extends long after her. Is there anything you would want to say to, maybe kids who are in Edge Hill now or, anyone who's like, oh, nuclear isn't for me?
You can be whatever you want to be, even somebody who grew up in the projects, who grew up poor, who didn't have good grades starting out. You can still be whatever you want to be.
For WSMV4, I'm Dryden Quigley.
Yeah, because your boy Bugatti used to be on the cheese line with his mother. Think I wasn't on that cheese line? You remember the line, y'all? The big hunk of cheese like this? Yeah, y'all remember. We all came through it before, but it's all about where you can go. And you got to make sure that you never give up. And also, we got to start teaching our children and young adults to ignore people. Straight up and down. You can't do that. You know what? Ignore people like that because they don't know what you're going for and they don't know your dream. That's right, you guys. You got to start telling people to ignore all the nonsense. And thank you so much for the jewels. And you know what we got to do? Somebody said best video. Thank you so much, DJ Mod. Appreciate that. Nobody gives a shit what color you are. And you know how we move around here. Don't nobody really care either. We honestly are we really like that. We don't care. I grew up in New York. I always say this to racist people, R-word people. You come to New York acting like that, you're going to definitely get your ass whooped. I'm telling you, I'll be going to other states and they be acting all R-wordish, real racist. I'll be like, ooh, if you came to New York, you'll get your ass whooped talking like that because we don't play that around here. We around every race. We're multicultural, multi-religious. And that's why I just can't see being different. I don't look at nobody for color at all. I really don't. So when somebody try to play me on that, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. Yo, I'm saying, brother. Yeah, but at the same time, right is right and wrong is wrong. Yo, for real? Exactly. Let's keep on moving forward because the journey is not at the end. The journey continues. And I'm talking about nobody else but hello from Manhattan. Mississippi in the house. California. Talking about who? None other than our friend Lynn and Supernova. We have not checked in on them for a little while. I want to give you guys an update on what's going on with Lynn and Nova. Look at that face, you guys. I had it queued up there on purpose. Look at that face. How could you not love that guy? That's right, you guys. We got shout outs going to our family friend member, Lynn and Nova, as he struggles and he fights. Not struggle, because he's getting there. I'm telling you, my prediction is by the springtime, that boy gonna be walking. I want you to pay attention to those back legs. Watch this.
You taking a breath now?
Taking the water? When we're done, I'll give it to him.
You guys notice he's standing up on them back legs though? Don't forget that part.
The legs back there shaking like a shrimp.
No, because he's putting weight on both. I mean, last time I only
She said he's putting weight on both.
took one of us. Yes, but he is kind of putting weight on both, and they're working.
They're working.
You know how to even stay
To get it done, all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Pitties are such a misunderstood and bully breeds, or misunderstood breeds. And that's my favorite breed. Telling you, I love it.
100%. I think you've done like a lot. So I wouldn't feel bad about decreasing the frequency.
My boy's standing up and his legs are shaking. If anybody know what that means he's starting to get the feeling back. That means it's coming back, baby.
D hurt that bell on something.
His character is just so cool. I love this dog, man. I love this dog.
Nova.
And you can tell everybody else likes him too, because they would be having muzzles and all of this crap if they were scared of him. And you know what that comes from? Just so you guys know, and I want this to stand out. How could Nova be a mean dog when his mother's so loving? It's the parent, it's the person that has the dog. That dog is so happy, his legs ain't working and he's smiling. That's because of the mother and the love that she shows that comes from her. But I ain't talking about the actual mother now, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The owner.
Alright, so I'm just like the friskies are like, oh, this is
He don't need no damn muzzle, none of that. They acting like that's their dog. She don't even really gotta be there. But no, pit bulls.
Here we go.
Just a gorgeous boy. That's it. Gorgeous boy. That's what he is.
Come to water.
Look at these shapes. And let it fill up a little.
Yes, we show it because we want to see this.
These legs shaking.
So they entice him with the treats in the front.
And he's still trying to work. You holding him up.
And again, you guys noticing that he's standing up on his own this whole time. She got that thing right now, but he's been holding himself up the whole time. Yes.
We're just going to give you a little bit of buoyancy. Watch.
Let mama get a seat.
Lynn gonna start her laughing, y'all.
Good, I get to sit back and watch the show now instead of coaching.
Oh, he's cheating.
I love
Why are we not moving? There we go. You're on the side.
He was slick. He was on the side eating it while the thing was moving.
Come here, baby.
Now, there you go.
Give you a little less weight.
But do you see those legs? My boy about to be out of that this spring, I'm telling you.
Good boy. Zach, you get it. Zach, you got it, sir. Come here. There, good boy. You want me to I'll get all of them? What
Look at those back legs, y'all. He wasn't moving like that before.
Just for you. That's excellent.
I love it when he ain't upset.
Right.
Mom, and he starts tugging on her clothes to the point where he's ripped her shirt.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah, really? That's
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Here, you want to get food?
Like he has us trained, and then we go get another food because
we don't want to put your clothes up.
Oh my gosh. Say, I'm gonna start talking to you. Say, I'm gonna start talking to you for them.
So funny.
Honey, he love them things.
Notice the difference when a treat change?
On Instagram.
Oh yeah, we need a brand deal, man.
Look at those legs now when them beef jerkies get out
Right
there.
now, Tractor Supply, they're $3 off that big bag.
Please notice Nova stand up a lot, and Lynn is so used to doing certain things that she's not used to the little things. As she dries him off, Nova's already proven he's ready to walk. Already standing up. Lifted itself all the way up from the ground. Pushing off his back legs right now with both of them. Moving his tail. He wasn't doing that in the beginning, remember?
So cute.
He'll just spit it out. He'll spit it up, and he's done it before.
And so I'll just put that like you did the peanut butter. Yeah.
Place, Nova Place.
My boy getting there, y'all. Our boy is getting there with our prayers that we're going to put in right now, too. Because, you know, we got to pray for him as well. And we got to pray for every single person. But we want to pray for Nova right now because we just finished this video. And the power of prayer is very strong. So this prayer right here goes strictly out to Lynn and Nova for strength, courage, more love. And I don't know if you can have more in your heart, but you guys are the most loving people I ever met in my life, and I'm glad that you guys are a part of our network as well, and our friends. We want to pray for strength. We want to pray for him to get his legs together, and we want to pray for Lynn as well, because that's one of the most beautifulest parents that we've seen here that comes down to when it comes down to going all in for her animal. Amen. With that being said, guess what? Y'all trying to make some money. Hit that link in the description and you can make up to $640. That's right. We got surveys in the description. That's right. 2 surveys. One is about $240. The other one is about, I think it's about 4 and some change. But collectively, it's about $600. Hit the link in the description. You'll go to the survey, fill it out. Maybe you'll make some money and I'll make some money too. Also, you're trying to promote your business. You're trying to get out there. I want to help you and we want to help you as a collective. Because just like they said in the chat, guess what? There's power in numbers. Send over your promos to us. That's right. Got a business that you're trying to promote, you got maybe a lawn doctor or maybe you're some sort of a salesman or whatever you got going on, send over your promos to us at bridgethisllc@gmail.com. That's bridgethisllc@gmail.com. But the only catch is it has to be in a 1080 by 1080 size frame because YouTube, that's the size of the post area. If you send it any other size, can't put it in because it won't fit. It won't even fit and look right. Trust me, tried to do it before. 1080 by 1080. If you're subscribed, If you remember, if you always come on and you show us love, guess what? That's the people that we want to help and support over here, because there's no me without you. Also, you guys know what's coming up because we've already confirmed it with more than one location. That's right. That's what I've been doing. I've been making phone calls about the Show Your Talent search. That's the talent search that's in New York, the city, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. That's the talent show where Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, whoever wins in those boroughs, boom, you get $250. And you got one person from online, because we wanted to include other people as well. Never know, we may go live and somebody may be able to sing. So hit that button, come on in, and if you're good, boom, you could make $250 off of your talent. Doesn't matter what kind of talent. Don't care if you do a backflip, if you can sing, whatever the case may be, we wanna see it. Sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. I'm the host, BOOGOTTINYC, and if you wanna be part of the Show Your Talent search, that's in the 5 boroughs plus on live, what do? You gotta do? You gotta go to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. That's www.drinkbigdrip.com. 2 G's, 2 P's. All you got to do is go to the first page, drop your email link in there, and we'll give you guys updates on where we're going to be and when we're going to be doing it. Myself, as well as my DJ Don Dada, formerly of Black Ink Crew, we pull up, we go to various liquor stores and now bars and clubs as well. So we want to see who's got the talent. You guys come on out for a tasting. We're going to start doing some competitive tasting with Big Drip and other brands to see what you guys have to say about blind taste tests. We're going to have some fun doing that. You know we are. And guess what, you guys? It's Tuesday. So you know what that means. We got to put those prayers in the air. Got a lot of people headed out to work, and I want to make sure that we're secured and we're making sure that we let the Lord know that we love him, and I can't do it without you. And I know that's how I get down over here, so let's keep on doing it, and we're going to pray for health. We want to pray for love. We want to pray for our security. Also want to pray for understanding when it comes down to conversations, because hopefully we can come to a situation where we can understand each other and get past party and just be human. That's right, you guys. That's what we're praying for, as well as our animals and ourselves. Want to pray for liberty and justice. Thank you so much, Lunchbox. Want to pray for Amadeus, Miss Swanza, Batty Lynn, also Jordan, Trumpists, also Lunchbox. Who else I see up in here? Ad Rains, Jeffrey Spilker, Mega Dub 3352. Glad you had a chance to come through. Nikki Thomas, Miss Swanza. Thank you so much, Ad Rains. Christopher Berg, God bless you too. Casey, my brother, how you doing? Holla at your boy in the Discord. Want to see how you been up, what you've been up to. Audrey, Durham, Kenzie, Ad Rains, Sylvia. Who else we got? Jazz. Can't forget Teddy. Who else we see up in here? Rebecca Lanyen Bueno. You better email me, girl. I don't care how long the email is. Tell me everything that's been going on. We want to know. And Audrey, Miss Swanza, Liberty and Justice, Patrick. Can't forget about my brother, Jeffrey Spilker, who is a mod. Can't mess around with him. Nikki. Who else you got up in here? Who's that? Sunda. God bless you. Cruz. Audrey, Nikki. We want to make sure we got everybody that we can. Carlos, Coffee, Finn, and then we're going to go down to Ad Rains and Blend and Herlo, and her lordship. And we want to say on that, amen, you guys. I want you guys to have a fantastic Tuesday. Don't take no for an answer. And do me a favor. Make sure that you're looking out for them little ones out there. I ain't trying to tell you to fear and be fearful, fear-mongering or whatever like that. I ain't trying to fear-monger or whatever like that. But I want to make sure that we're looking out for our little ones. Because again, a community is what we actually need to make it work. If it wasn't for, believe it or not, places like the Children's Aid Society, I'm going to say it, older people on my block that actually cared about me and told on me, or my friend's grandmother that helped me at the hospital that time, I probably wouldn't be here. So in some form of whatever we can do, we still got to realize and we still got to try to be a village. My way to try to become part of the village and be involved is to show you guys what's going on and hopefully shine some light on what's happening so that we can be on point with what's going on out here. I actually care about you. I couldn't do this without you. And I really want to make sure that you guys are getting something every single time that you come here. And that's why we put the work in like that. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that y'all came here to chill with me on Tuesday, I appreciate you. 6 o'clock tomorrow, hump day. We'll be right back again. Another suit, another topic, and more love for the Lord like we always have. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Could have went anywhere. Fact of the matter that you came in and chill with me, I appreciate you. Get 'em! Peace.